All set? All right, good morning, everyone. Today is July 25th, 2018. This is a regular meeting of the members of the State Liquor Authority. Present today are Chairman Bradley, Commissioner Ford, Commissioner Fan, General Counsel Riano, Deputy Commissioner of Licensing Held, and myself, Secretary Donahue. The next meetings of the authority, there's going to be a 3-week break. The next meeting will be August 16th, which is a Thursday, then August 29th, September 12th, and September 26th. Those are all Wednesdays. If you have a cell phone, please silence it and take your calls outside. As your item is called, please approach the podium and speak into the microphone because everything has to be recorded. Items will be called, for the most part, in the order they were signed in. First in Albany, first in Buffalo, then Albany, and then New York City. Just a reminder for anybody who was following it, there was an advisory, a change in the combo pack advisory approved at the last board meeting. The new advisory is up on the website now. The first matter is actually here in New York. It is item 1546B, Spades Lounge NYC LLC. It's a request from counsel's office for an emergency summary order of suspension.
Good morning, members.
Good morning. Morning.
Spades Lounge is located at 3392 Boston Road in the Bronx, which eventually becomes Boston Post Road as you go further upstate. The licensing board granted this license on May 2nd of 2018. Counsel's office is here requesting that you suspend this license on an emergency basis for 3 reasons. This licensee hires men who are unvetted, some of whom have violent pasts, to manhandle the patrons of this club and act as security guards. A patron nearly bled to death as a direct result of those actions. And in addition, this licensee is a drain on police resources. Special Operations Lieutenant Kaiser, who counsel's office is familiar with, as is his ordinary practice, undertook a campaign of engagement with this licensee when they were initially about to open. The lieutenant met with the owner, Damian Gregory, another fellow named Brian Barnett, and a female who said was a relative of one of the two, several times. The lieutenant gave them advice as to how to best supervise the premise. He took pains to give them advice. He told them they should be sure that they have a video surveillance system that records and to maintain the videos. He told them he stressed the importance of hiring a licensed security guard and having a contract with a licensed security guard company. He stressed that they needed to keep a log of all the security guards' licenses to make sure that he kept control of the crowds. So the premises finally began to open on a regular basis in about June, the lieutenant reported. And at that time, the lieutenant started noticing changes in the front of the licensed premise. There were problems with crowds hanging out in front. There were changes in traffic. There were double and triple parked cars, and the crowds were rowdy. The lieutenant started assigning directed patrols to be posted there every weekend. This month, on July 7th, things got much worse. In the morning of July 7th, at about 3:30 in the morning, there was a report of a shooting that occurred about a block from the licensed premise. The police got word that this shooting was related to an earlier dispute that had occurred at the licensed premise. As a result, the lieutenant personally, along with other officers, inspected the premise at about 3:30 in the morning. While they were inspecting the premise, they had to stop their inspection because there was a crowd of approximately 100 patrons directly in front of the premise fighting. It was the lieutenant's expert opinion that this mass fight that was occurring out in front of the premise was related to the earlier shooting that was reported. The lieutenant had to call 8 additional police cars to control this crowd. The lieutenant continued with his inspection, and they found violations, and they issued summonses that are referenced in the memo that we've submitted. Some of the violations including not keeping books and records, the visibility was obstructed, pregnancy signs were not posted, no certificate of occupancy was posted. Unfortunately, the problems didn't end on July 7th. The very next day, July 8th at 3:30 in the morning, there was a directed patrol once again posted in front of the licensed premise. The two patrol officers noticed there was a commotion at about 3:30 in the morning. They went in and they saw a man on the ground bleeding. An off-duty fireman was actually attending to the man who was bleeding from the leg. It was learned through the police investigation that there had been a promoted party at the licensed premise and that the victim did not want to pay the cover charge. This led to a dispute between the victim and several security guards. One security guard intentionally used a penknife one time to stab the patron in the femoral artery, while the second security guard punched the patron. The security guard that punched the victim has a felony conviction as laid out in their memorandum of law. Both security guards were unlicensed, and there were other witnesses who saw the incident. When the police attempted to investigate this incident at the scene, nobody from the licensed premise came forward to identify who the perpetrators were. The licensed premise did not call 911. It was lucky for them that the directed patrol RMP was there. And it was only when some independent witnesses, some patrons, finally came forward, and it took them some time to have the courage to come forward and point out the two unlicensed security guards who committed this crime. So the two unlicensed security guards were taken and they were arrested. The victim was listed as likely to die because of the level of blood loss he had sustained. Had it not been for this off-duty fireman who happened to be there at the club, it's very likely that the victim would have died at the scene.
Later, did he recover?
Yes,
But he was uncooperative, if I read right.
yes, eventually he was uncooperative, yes. So after this incident, the police did a follow-up inspection, and they found two additional unlicensed security guards. And as it turns out, one of those unlicensed security guards was a man by the name of Stanley Bell, and Stanley Bell was the person that the licensee designated as the recruiter of the other security guards. So Stanley Bell was interviewed by the detectives, as you see there, and he was working with the two perpetrators who were arrested, who were also unlicensed, along with two other security guards named Parker and Clark, and they were all unlicensed. So we had 5 confirmed unlicensed security guards working on July the 8th. In addition to these obvious egregious lapses that the licensee has committed, the licensee is also systematically violating its method of operation by operating as a nightclub. It's licensed as a restaurant, it's permitted to use DJs and recorded music, but it permits dancing on a wide-scale basis.
Any promoters? Was it licensed
Yes.
for promoters? It was licensed for promoters.
I don't have the complete method of operation, Commissioner.
All right.
We're waiting for that, but at the very least, they're not permitted to have dancing. Lieutenant Kaiser advises us that this licensee is a drain on the resources. I just think these actions are so egregious that they've made perfectly clear that they do not care about protecting the public. So for these reasons, we're requesting that you summarily suspend this license.
Do you know if this was approved here or?
I
the
believe
licensing
it was a
Approved for
licensing board.
Okay.
And there is no promoters.
Oh, and they're not allowed
They
promoter?
indicated no promoters.
Okay. And they were open, you say, about a month?
Yeah, they were open, the lieutenant said they really started opening around June, so it was about a month when all these things started happening.
Nice.
Were they authorized to have security guards?
Yes.
Okay. What licensed ones?
Obviously, right? Ones without, violent histories.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'm going to vote to summarily suspend. It's obvious that they basically have ignored whatever obligations the law requires them to follow, and they don't see, at least their security guards don't seem too concerned about the health, safety, or welfare of the customers, and the drain on police resources is obviously another negative aspect for that community. So I'm going to vote to summarily suspend.
I vote the same way. Very disappointing set of facts for this place's young history. So clearly a threat to public safety.
And I'm going to vote to suspend as well. They're obviously a drain on police resources. They obviously, Baldface lied to us about how they planned on operating such a business. So especially like only being open, literally a couple of weeks. Yeah, suspended.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to do three more matters here in New York. 1521, Remy 10608 Corp.
Good morning. Francis Buscemi for the licensee.
What,
This is a CNC offer.
yeah, have they done anything, or what are they going to do to try to
Well,
cure this noise issue?
I went through, it's not, it's not so much noise. This is in a building where a lot of this is taking place within the building that they're in. And I mean, there are some issues with the noise, but a lot of these things, when I went through the logs that were there, and that's why we're putting in an offer, and at this amount, I discussed it with the prosecutor, reviewed the case. A lot of this that was in the file just doesn't pertain to this place.
Well, the one thing I'm concerned about is there appears to be significant 311 calls regarding excessive bass.
And that's what I'm talking.
That's something they can cure.
Yeah, and I'm talking about the 311 calls. I mean, that's basically what the case is about. And a lot of this has to do with the apartments that are up in the building, not.
But are they gonna-
Not just this place.
The bass is coming from the apartments?
There's arguments going on. There was stuff in the logs.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about the
food
one
store.
complaint is excessive bass. Are they going to lower the music?
Yes.
All right, I'll accept.
And I'll go over that with my client again. It was discussed. Thank you.
These charges from 2017, are any other charges pending, Counselor?
I do not believe so.
Anything
but I
else
will
since then? All right. I'll accept as well.
Thank you.
I'll accept.
Thank you.
The next item is 1535, Nolan's Seafood Company, Inc.
Again, this is a CNC offer.
Dodged a bullet there, didn't he? I'll accept.
I'll accept as well.
I'll accept.
Thank you. Have a good day.
As there's other charges pending, they're going to remain on SAPA.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't even know about those. On this?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, the next item, this is also in New York, is 1540, Los Gallia Sports Bar Corp. We have an interpreter here for that one? Why don't you come on up? And the applicant, right up there to the podium.
Mr. DeLuca, can I save you some time here?
Well, let him put his name on the record, because I do want to go outside and talk about this for a second. Can you put your name on the record?
My name is Patrick DeLuca. I'm here representing Las Gallas Sports Bar Corp. This is my client, Mr. Gallas, and this is a reapplication for a location that was disapproved prior for violations that have been cleared. The charges were dismissed.
I just need to talk to counsel for a minute.
We're back on the record.
Right, so I went out there because I didn't really understand the
Timeline.
timeline here. He applied previously and was denied because of violations that occurred while he was on a temporary.
On the fifth day that he was there, he got his first temporary on November 30th.
And they were pretty serious violations.
Well, no.
Well,
they were
somebody got
just-
stabbed.
That was at this, that's part of the problem. In the same shopping center, there was an altercation at another restaurant, and while the police were in the same parking lot, they came in. He received the violation for, they had initially gambling, which was for a Joker poker machine, but he had not paid anything out. But it was in the building when he purchased the premise. And the other violation was for not being able to supply his invoices, and that's because he hadn't bought anything yet. The
Well, let
only-
me actually correct that.
Let me clarify this. Do you have those violations? Did you read them?
We read them, and
Well, so what part am I missing here? A customer reported that he got stabbed in front of the establishment.
they were customers of the other premise.
The
They weren't-
temporary indicated that he wasn't to have a DJ. He had a DJ. The temporary was not, he was not allowed to have dancing. He had dancing. Above and beyond the things that you mentioned. Am I incorrect there?
Could you,
No food, no kitchen, no posted signs, unlicensed cabaret, failure to
he didn't need a
conform.
kitchen.
Well, I'm merely going off of the police report, but, I mean, it's a
There was
temporary
a long
permit.
list of items that they tried to describe to him. Here, please,
I'm sorry, are you?
He's the
Yeah,
interpreter.
why don't, is he understanding everything we're saying? Okay, why don't you try to interpret what we just said? I'm sorry.
¿Usted entiende, está siguiendo todo lo que se está diciendo aquí? No. He's not following what's being.
All right, we'll go slower. I forgot that you were, So, Mr. DeLuca, I don't know what you expect us to do here.
Señor De Luca, no sé qué espera usted de nosotros aquí.
The charges that he had gotten, which we understood were two, one,
Los cargos,
Well, go ahead, I'm sorry.
los cargos que se le hicieron, que según tengo entendido son dos,
I just indicated to you that it was many more than two.
y acabo de decirle que son más de dos, mucho más de dos.
No solo eso, el abogado lo dismiss, el abogado, porque no tuvieron,
Vuelvo ahí, comienza
el
otra vez.
abogado, pagué un fine por la asamblea
My lawyer said that I was to pay a fine because of the assembly thing.
y los otros me los dismiss
He
porque
did.
no tuvieron,
And the other two charges were dismissed
porque no tuvieron razón para ponerme título.
because there were no grounds for those charges.
Well, that's actually incorrect. They weren't dismissed. Your
Es
license,
incorrecto, no fueron descartados.
your previous license got denied because of those charges, and
Su licencia anterior se le fue negada a causa de esos cargos.
Sí, porque
and you had multiple violations 5 days after opening.
Y
You have no
Y
experience.
5 días antes de la apertura tenía múltiples violaciones.
And the lack of experience was quite evident in the first 5 days you operated.
Usted no tenía experiencia y esa experiencia se hizo evidente en los primeros días de operación.
the two charges were
I just told you, there are many more than two
Many more than
charges.
Le acabo de decir que hay mucho más de esos dos cargos.
There were no charges filed because we denied the license. That's why you don't have any violations.
No
But
aparece-
if a license was to be issued, we would be filing charges.
the other items.
Yes.
No aparecen las violaciones porque se le negó la licencia. Si la licencia hubiese sido emitida, hubiesen aparecido los cargos.
Do you guys have any question? No? Do you?
No.
Okay.
No.
I mean, given what happened here and given the lack of experience and also, which was clearly evident in the way he operated right from the opening, I can't give him a license.
That was,
Lo cual se vio desde la apertura del negocio.
that was basically the first day he was open. He got this temporary on the 30th of November. This happened on the 5th of December. He
Básicamente-
subsequently has a temporary since May without
That was a
any
mistake on
incidents.
licensing part.
Okay,
saying.
but nonetheless, there's been no issues since
Well,
while he's operating,
yeah, except the one day.
except the
They
one
were
day.
pretty big issues.
Yeah.
No ha habido problemas excepto en ese día, pero fueron problemas muy graves.
I'm going to vote to deny as well.
Yo votaría para negar la licencia también.
Bad start, very bad start.
Muy mal comienzo.
Fue que el policía que llegó, o sea, hizo caso por cualquier cosa. So, me dijo, firma aquí, firma allá. Y yo no sabía qué es lo que me estaba haciendo firmar.
The police agent who came in just told me to sign this, sign that, and I didn't really know what I was signing for.
Well, that's not a good practice.
Esa no es una buena práctica.
Sí, porque era policía, no me negué. O sea.
Because he was a police agent, I didn't refuse to sign.
Well, thank you.
Maybe it's worth trying to get some experience in the license establishment and come back to this. I vote to deny as well.
De tener más experiencia en el establecimiento de un negocio y vuelva aquí.
Ya tengo 2 meses, ya cogí experiencia.
I already have a 2 months experience.
Ya, y que me den otra oportunidad
And
porque
I
de eso
asked
depende mi familia.
for another
Tengo-
chance because I depend on this to support my family.
I understand that, but we've already voted, and right now that based on your history, that you're too big a risk for me to give a license to.
En base a su historial, usted representa un riesgo muy grande y no podemos darle la licencia.
Thank you.
Gracias.
All right, we're now going to move to Buffalo. First item is 1504, Darrell Christian.
Good morning, members of the full board. My name is Jacob Pierkowski. I'm the attorney for Mr. Christian. His bar is DBA Club Marcil's Bar and Grill, and we're here. I'm joined by Mr. Christian. We're here on a CNC proposal.
So what, is he shutting when he's supposed to shut now?
He is. This was a one-off incident. This bartender who was there, Mr. Christian was out of town. He's there full-time, but he was out of town on the day in question. This bartender's been spoken to. She only works 1 day a week now and only under Mr. Christian's supervision.
All right, I'll accept.
I'll accept.
I'll accept.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Michelle, that's it for Buffalo?
No other matters in Buffalo.
Thank you. We move to Albany now. The first item, 1534, Young Lawrence LLC.
Good morning, members. Glenn Cabista for Young Lawrence LLC. I have with me Jason Young, one of the principals, and Clifford Lawrence, the other principal. They are also both the landlord principals. This is a transfer of an existing license and also a removal around the corner to a former Stewart shop, approximately 300 feet line of sight. It's going to add parking. It's going into the main street. It's better public convenience, better access and egress. Will allow them to expand their inventory and offer a wider selection to the public.
My paperwork.
So before we get into this, is there any opposition there?
No, sir.
Okay. And we didn't get any protests?
No.
Okay. Did you have a question?
Nope, I'm good. You don't have a question, I'm good.
So, this is a transfer and not a new package store?
No, it's a
They
it's
bought a
transfer,
store and then
but
they're
it's-
moving it.
It can either be deemed a simultaneous transfer and removal, or it could be a new store buying the assets of the.
I mean, either way, I'm
stores,
fine with it.
fine.
It's all the closest store is 4.6 miles away, so just that fact alone is definitely public, it definitely goes towards public convenience and advantage, and not to mention that there's 5 stores within 10 miles. All of them are showing significant increases in sale over the last 4 years. So I'm going to vote to approve.
I vote to approve as well.
Good luck.
Yeah, it's easy. This is a no-brainer. That's an easy one. Good luck. I approve as well.
Thank you.
Next item, 1456, Freedom Cruises LLC.
Again, Glenn Cabista for Freedom Cruises LLC. I have the principal, Peter Volage. This is a CNC offer.
Where is this? This is a boat?
Yes.
And where is it docked? Red Hook?
At 79 Boney Street in Atlantic Basin, we had 2 piers. The
How many-
incident took-
How many people fit on this?
We are certified for 425, including crew.
This isn't one of the,
Not as far as I'm aware, but
okay.
I only have this one referral.
And how often you go out?
Well, we go out on charter mostly. It depends on the charter. We go out 3-4 times a week.
Oh, it's all charter, it's not like a booze cruise thing?
No, sir. I've only been in the
Charter
business.
booze cruise.
Okay, I'll accept.
I'll accept as well.
I'll accept.
Thank you.
Thank you, members.
The next item, we have someone in Albany and here in New York City. 1501 is Tanya Wine and Liquors, Inc.
Good morning, Chairman, members. John Springer for the licensee. I believe the licensee and her husband are there in New York.
Yeah, what'd you do, get lost?
Yo.
I'm camping. I'm camping in the capital region this week.
Oh.
Good morning. I think this should be a no-brainer as well. It's a petition for removal within the neighborhood. The building's being knocked down by the landlord. They're moving to a slightly smaller store. about
Wait,
half
what
a
number is
mile
this,
away.
Tom?
1501.
Oh, I'm in the wrong one, okay. Right, okay. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
In my submission, I made about 8 points. It's going to be a slightly smaller store, more parking, more stores in the neighborhood. It's a little closer to existing stores, but it's also further away from other stores. The existing stores are, 2 of the 4 existing stores are on the other side of Nassau Expressway, and they're really large stores with really great sales, high sales. I'm not aware of any protests. I don't think anybody signed in New York.
No, we don't have any.
We're basically here to answer any questions you have.
How far is the move again?
0.5 miles.
And are the
Basically,
same stores, the 4 closest stores, the same stores before the move as they would be after?
Yes, one of them was transferred recently, but I believe the locations are all the same.
You're just closer to some and further from others?
Yes, we're just basically moving up Rockaway Avenue a little bit, and then you make a left, and that's where the new shopping center is.
Why are you moving?
Building is being knocked down.
Okay. All right, I mean, I don't have a problem with this. It's essentially the same size store. The sales of the 3 of the 4 closest are increasing. The 2 closest stores are both very large stores, and we didn't get a response from the 3rd closest store, which, do we know if that's even open, Mr. Springer? Lance Wine and Liquor Store?
The 3rd closest store, I believe that's the one that just transferred. That's probably why you didn't get a response.
Okay. All right, I'll vote to approve.
No protest. I'll vote to approve as well. Pretty much everything remains the same, so.
I vote to approve.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next item, also in Albany, 1497 Jeb's Restaurant, Inc.
Good morning, members. My name is Cassandra Chiravalli. I am the licensee and owner of Jeb's Restaurant, Inc., DBA Christine's, located at 3017 Lakeshore Drive, Lake George, New York. I recently purchased the business and had applied for my liquor license on May 25th. On June 1st, I was granted approval for my temporary permit. So everything really did happen quite fast, and I was very happy to have that. Everything was going well until I received a letter on June 25th stating that my liquor license was disapproved and my temporary was immediately canceled due to the fact that my fingerprints had come back showing a charge that I had not sent in information for. I, in no means whatsoever, meant to withhold any information.
So I'm going to save you time here. I read the letter and I can understand the confusions. I'm going to vote to send it back to licensing and reconsider it.
I read the same thing. I'm the same way. Back to licensing.
So your application, can we get her a permit or temp again?
I have the temporary permit with me. I was not sure if that may be able to be reinstated.
Is there any time left on it? When does it expire?
Yes, I received my temporary permit on 6/4 and it expires on 9/1. So obviously.
So this is Lake George, I mean, she needs that to be open.
Fine, I'll reactivate it.
All right, go, can she go now?
Just for the record.
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, Commissioner.
Okay with me as well.
Okay. Can she go into licensing now and do that?
I can do it right now, and she
Oh,
does.
all right, so you're going to be able, we're going to reactivate the temp right now.
Thank you guys so much.
All right, take care.
Thank you. Okay.
All right, we have one more item in Albany, 1495, James R. and Doris Cody.
Good morning, Board. My name is Genevieve Trigg with Whiteman, Ostrom, and Hannah, here on behalf of James and Doris Cody. I would also like to disclose to the Board that we also represent Church Oil Company and have received waivers of potential conflicts by both clients. It is my understanding that the Codys have failed to respond to any notice from the SLA related to the matter at hand because Mr. James Cody has recently suffered a severe heart attack and is receiving medical treatment. We do not dispute the facts on record. It was an honest mistake by both parties. As disclosed on the record, there are no prior violations by either licensee. And
So let me just get this straight, though. Church Oil Company, Inc. is going to apply for the license going forward?
correct, they have actually
So
applied
you
and
want
been
us,
denied.
so you just surrendered this license and we're canceling it? Okay,
Correct.
we're going to cancel, I'll cancel and bond then.
But the license is surrendered.
Yeah, we still have to cancel
So
it.
then cancel,
Yeah.
and do we take the bond?
Yeah, cancel and bond.
Cancel and bond.
Thank you.
And that will be without prejudice to Church Oil.
Well, that's still going to have to come here, right?
It's gonna have to come here.
Yeah,
It's
but so I
disapproved for
can't tell you it's
cause.
without prejudice, but you know, probably.
You requesting the oh no, you have to refile.
Yeah, you're going to have to refile an application and then this is all going to come up, but I don't anticipate it's going to be that big a problem.
All right, thank you very much.
Andy, I don't have any other matters in Albany?
All set.
All right, we're going to move to New York City. First item, 1503, Joanna, Sasha, and Friends Food, SVC, Inc.
Good morning, Stacy Weiss for the licensee. I represent Joanna Sasha and Friends. So this is I'd like to withdraw the reconsideration.
Yeah, so this was about, I'm the one who granted the reconsideration, and it was because of the improper notice to the community board. Do we have that now?
Well, I'm here to withdraw the reconsideration and,
Oh,
yeah,
why?
and I'm going to resubmit the
Oh, okay.
renewal.
So withdrawn.
What do you mean,
It'll be-
resubmit the renewal?
It's going to be, resubmit the application for the renewal. It'll be a late renewal.
It's already a late renewal. They filed in April.
Yes.
It's expired in end of February.
Right,
Why are you
but the
withdrawing it?
deficiency, yeah, because the deficiency is not completed. Whoever submitted the deficiency, whoever submitted the renewal didn't do it properly, so.
Right, and we've received all the pieces. The only problem is that the 30 days don't, they
30
won't run out until, I can't issue it if the members vote to reconsider.
Well, I can resubmit the notice to the community board, but it wasn't submitted properly.
But you still haven't submitted it properly?
Not, it wasn't me, the.
Oh, I know, but when this got disapproved, did someone think that it might be a good idea to, at that point, notify the community board?
Right, and the incorrect community board was notified.
Is that what that is? So it's
Okay.
not Community Board 8?
It's not community board 8. That's why.
Well, that's convenient.
So
Yeah,
then
it's
what-
community
so
board
what
5.
happens then? You're
is
withdrawing
months
this,
now.
it's now disapproved, then they're closed.
No, they're open and operating. It's not, it's a
I
restaurant.
know, but how long do we let them open and operate?
No, it's a renewal. They can have a year, they have a year to renew.
No.
late
No.
renewal.
As far as, they can't use, if,
They're not serving.
that was they're trying to figure out. So
That's
that
what I'm
they're not
asking.
serving.
Oh, they're not serving, no. They
So
don't
who
have any
filed
alcohol.
this? Who filed the wrong Community Board?
I don't know. I wasn't involved. I got involved yesterday afternoon at 4:30. And yesterday at 4:30, the client called me to take care of this. So I could refile the community board notice, I could try to get a waiver. if you'd like, I could do that.
No, you can do it the way you're doing it, as long as they're not serving, I'm fine.
Oh, no, they're not
All
serving
right, so
any alcohol.
withdraw the reconsideration.
And I'll
Do you
take
want
care of the
lady
renewal.
to come to you?
No. Unless you have another issue.
I mean, this is a respected chain of restaurant. Why can't this client figure this out?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
This is a respected chain of restaurant. Why can't they figure this out?
They hired somebody to take care of it. Obviously, the person didn't know what they were doing. They are now coming to me, and I will take care of the whole renewal process, and it'll be done correctly now.
Okay, all right.
So, okay?
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Next item I have is 1482, J&S Pub, Inc.
Good morning, Chairman, Commissioners. My name is Henry Warakomsky. This is a conditional offer, C&C. These premises have been sold, and the buyer's application is being held up because of this violation.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, I'll accept.
I'll accept.
I'll accept.
Okay, thank you.
Next item, 1478, Medford Wines, Inc.
It's an application for a new liquor store in Amityville.
Is this the applicant?
Yes.
Put your name on the record?
Good morning. My name is Ruchika Lund.
Are there any protests here?
Yes, I see. So come on up.
Put your name on the record, please.
It's Metaphor, right?
Pardon me?
So the new applicant is Metaphor, right?
Yes, yep, Medford Wines.
Yeah, I'm the.
And you have to put your name on the record and tell us why you're here?
Yeah, my name is Haihua Zhang. I'm the owner of Sunrise Wine and Spur Incorporation, which is located at 40 Commons Road, Massapequa, New York. So my business has been running for more than 2 years.
Can you talk into the microphone?
Oh, sorry. So my business has been running for more than 2 years, but however, we lose money every year. So I put a lot of effort and money, but still the result is, for last year, I lose about more than 75,000. I have the tax return here. I also emailed the document to you, I think 1 week ago. The reason, I think the most important reason there's not enough customer. So I'm struggling right now. Even though I lose money, right, I cannot close the store. I have to keep running because I have a 10 years lease contract with landlord. So if there's a new store open, I think it's close to my store, around 2 miles. So I really cannot survive. I think it also will impact other small liquor store around that area. So that's why I'm here to oppose the application. Please take the situation into your consideration.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Is there anybody else here? No? We did get another protest letter.
I think I sent some letters into the board a couple
Yeah,
weeks ago.
we have those as well.
Yeah, one from the landlord and one from the Babylon Industrial Development.
So am I correct? I don't know whether this is a typo. Is the closest liquor store 0.02 miles away or 0.2?
Sorry, look that up.
No, I think it's point 0.3.
Well, because then the letter says the letter from that individual says he's 0.03 miles away.
Yeah,
It's 0.3.
yeah, it's 0.3. I had
He's
measured it.
0.3 or 0.03?
0.3. 0.3 of a mile. He's in a separate shopping center. This store is it's where a new complex of 500 apartments are being built by this landlord. And he has 8 stores underneath, and this is one of the stores, and which it's convenient for these people that are buying they're renting the apartments.
So she the plan here is to make your living off of 500 people, and
Well, 500, it's 500, right now it's 500, apartments. This is the first phase. There might be more.
so that is the plan, is to make your living off of 500 people, or families.
It should be enough. Because they're gonna do.
What is, other than that, what is she doing, or what do you plan on doing that the other stores nearby don't do?
Well, we're going to do regular wine tastings, which I didn't see very consistent in other stores. We're going to be dedicating a section of New York State wine and liquors, around 10 to 20% of the total volume will be dedicated to New York State wines and liquors. We'll have monthly wine
You
clubs.
say we, who's we?
I mean, me and my husband is going to manage the store with me.
He's on the application as a manager.
And who works, he works at a liquor store in
Yes.
Port Washington?
Yes, he
Does he
does.
own it?
No, he works for his brother.
His brother owns it.
Yes.
Did we know that?
I don't know, I'm still working on, it's point two.
Okay.
And what was it with the husband?
No, the husband manages or works at a store in Port Washington. What's the name of that store?
Vintage grapes.
Can you look that up, Chris?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. So what do you, other than that, what do you do? So none of these other stores carry the wines that you're talking about?
No, sir, we'll be focusing more on New York State. I saw very random selections in the other stores. We'll be focusing on the boutique wines and liquors, fine wines for the affordable prices. We'll provide weekly wine and liquor tastings. And this is very convenient to the 500 rental units, which are up and coming. And
You
we'll
have
be-
parking?
We have ample parking for the residents and the shoppers. And we'll be also providing delivery service to the neighborhood.
Say that again?
I'm saying you have the personal questionnaire. For the husband. It's part of
How
here,
long
yeah.
has he worked there for?
He's worked.
How long has your husband worked at that establishment for?
I believe 4 to, I don't want to give you the,
No, we have his, we submitted his questionnaire. and it's-
Right.
Jackie, I'm only asking because it says becomes active.
2013, since 2013.
About 5 years.
5 years.
Maybe I'm on the wrong record
Okay,
then.
that's all right.
It's North Shore Wines and Liquors, Inc.
Correct, and I have that license as serial number 1256525, becoming active on 8/1/2018. That's why I wanted.
Was it a transfer?
I was maybe it's a transfer.
Did he just buy the store?
No, sir.
I can't hear you. What?
That's 999 Port Washington?
Correct.
Is that the address?
You're right, that was a full board
What's the address?
from 2012.
Vintage grapes, yeah, that's what I.
So why do we have the 2018 in there?
I don't know. Oh, what are you looking at, dates? You're looking at the dates, that's when,
Oh, is that what? Did I? Okay. I'm only looking at compliance.
So we don't have any,
yeah, the
I have
original
nothing
issue
on
date
it.
was August of 2012.
all right.
Do you have any prior experience with managing wine stores?
Well, I worked, I helped them part-time on the holidays and weekends.
And her husband's gonna be the full-time manager there.
Why is he not applying?
He was advised by his accountant, not to go on the corporation, but if we have to, we can put him on.
Is he going to continue working at the other store?
No, sir.
I don't understand the advice from the accountant.
I don't know, but if we have to, we could put him on the corporation as a director, there's no problem.
I don't think that's why she's asking you.
Why? The accountant advised him, not to go in the corporation.
It was, I think, the funds we had to show, so the funds were in her name, and it was advised that, that she should be on the
Oh,
license.
the bank account was in her name.
Yes. And in the joint name, and.
They weren't joint.
And I didn't want to leave my job till we know whether we are having a license or not.
So who's Sina Lund?
That's you.
That's my husband.
So
The funds are
I'm
in
not,
his
then
name.
that answer, the bank account is in your name.
Yes. So that's why they attached my financing to her license.
Huh?
Because I was working with the liquor authority, so, with a store which has a license.
Yeah, but you're not going to continue to do that.
I
If
didn't
this
want-
store gets licensed, your plan is not to do that.
Yeah, if it gets that,
Your accountant told you that you shouldn't be on the license because of that?
yeah.
That makes no sense.
No.
YN Wine and Liquor did not submit any data, issued 4/17, but they've been licensed since 1992. And they're
The
literally...
location's been licensed since 1992.
Location's been licensed since 92.
They just got their license in April of last year, though.
Yeah, so they didn't submit anything for last year. They didn't respond to anything.
No. But the next store's sales are down. The third closest sales are flat. And as we heard, the fourth closest is Sunrise, and we just licensed them in November of 2015, so they really only have one full year. And there's 4 stores within 1.6 miles, and the closest store is 0.2 miles away. Given the sales numbers and
This is a new development. It used to be.
I understand it's a new development, but the population numbers in that area, given that we haven't received any, but I'm pretty familiar because we get a lot of applications in that area, that the population at best is stagnant. And the sales numbers of the 4 closest stores, all within 1.6 miles or less,
It used to be.
would indicate to me that there's not any need for another liquor store at this time, so I'm going to vote to deny.
I'm looking at the sales of the other stores too, and not to mention there's one literally just right down the street from you, but the second closest store is declining sales, the other one sporadic, flat at best, and the other one, again, having their own issues. So I'm going to vote, I don't see a public convenience and advantage being needed here, so I'm going to vote to deny as well.
I'm going to vote to deny as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item, 1477, Geralda Castillo.
Pat Luca, this is
Good morning,
Ms.
Geralda
Costello.
Costello.
Okay, is there any opposition here?
Is this neighborhood?
Miss,
Yes.
So why don't you let them speak?
do you want, they had brought me petitions that they didn't give me ahead of time. Can I?
No, we don't need those. They're supposed to be in Friday.
Okay.
Go ahead, ma'am.
I was here about 6 months
Could
ago.
you just note your name for the record, please?
Yes. Jesse Anderson, Heather, Haider. I'm from Cheaton Liquors.
What's the name of your store?
Cheaton Liquors?
Okay.
Okay.
I was here about 6 months ago, and Aliano Liquors was denied. And this one is even closer to us. And there's also 4 to 6 other liquor stores in the area. It's at walking distance, and where it is that they would like to open a super liquor store on Neighborhood Road, which is right next to a very popular deli. And we do have a lot of walkers that could walk there and walk to us, but they would have to pass by them first. So we would lose a large part of our sales. And every day, as the other woman mentioned, it's a struggle trying to stay above water. It's taken about 5 years of time to gain a rapport with the community. It is a high crime area, even more so on Neighborhood Road. And I feel that in the future, they're beginning to build up in Mastic Beach. They just built an ambulance center, and we also have been doing fundraising for the police department, the fire department, the football team, cheerleaders, IGHL, and the Butterfly Club, and other types of clubs to try to intertwine, to try to have more of a rapport with the community, to try to give back. And it would be detrimental to our sales, and always being on such a small, tight budget, and owing Southern, as we know, right now it's difficult with Southern Empire. There's a shutdown every year. So it's always like playing a game of Monopoly to try to stay above water. And right now, this is my lifeline, and other people are working there too. And
Ma'am, are you an
just-
owner of your location?
Yes, I am an investor. Yes, I am.
An investor. Are you on the license?
Am I on the license?
Of
My
the-
husband is on the license, yes.
Who-
But
who's
my
your
husband,
hu- who's your
my
husband
husband
name?
and I are separated at this time. His name is Faisal Rahim.
Is he involved in the
And
business?
I've been running the store.
What's his name?
Faisal Rahim.
That's the name we have on record.
I've been running the store for the past 5 years.
Where's he?
Pakistan.
He lives in Pakistan.
No, he doesn't live in Pakistan. He's visiting his mother
For how long?
for about 2 months. His mother passed.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Okay. Go ahead, ma'am.
Hello, my name is Lisa Lin, Lisa-Lin. I'll be speaking in lieu of Feng Lin, my father and the principal of Smith Point Wine and Liquor. So I would like to point out 4 points that.
Well, let me stop you there.
Yep.
Where is that located?
234 William Floyd Parkway.
Okay.
in
You're the
South.
closest store?
Yes.
Okay.
So my first point is how I did not receive any notice of this new store. My first time hearing it was from another store owner who so graciously visited my store to talk about the situation on July 21st, a mere 4 days ago.
Well, he sent a sales letter into us, right?
That was the prior.
Yeah, you said.
That's Coase Ryan who sent in numbers. Smith Point was just issued on May 30, 18.
Oh,
So
I
they don't
see.
have any
Okay,
numbers.
Yep, okay.
They're new.
Yeah, so,
So then,
you're new.
the former owner got notice of it?
yeah, we didn't, and we had
Okay.
no
Well,
idea.
That's because the license, the application was filed long before you bought the store, but go ahead.
So in addition, there is no notice of the new liquor store business positioned at the designated building, almost like they're trying to be secretive about it. The applicant's lack of
We actually have
notice.
a picture of the notice
We've,
at the building.
Really?
Yeah, they,
because we
Don't-
go over there every day. When was,
well, I don't know that it's up now. I don't know that they're required to have it up now, but they did, yeah, we have a picture of when they did put it up.
when was that?
It was before you bought your store.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. So my second point is the already high saturation of liquor stores in the area. This new store will be about less than half a mile from my store. On the west side of my store, to travel to 478 Neighborhood Road, it's a 15-minute walk and a 3-minute drive, according to Google. On the east side, there is yet another liquor store called Shitan Liquors, which is again less than half a mile from this new store. Ultimately, in a 1-mile radius from this applicant's designated location, there will be 3 liquor stores for just a population density of 2,000 people per square mile. This number is directly from the U.S. Census Bureau.
And is that population going up, down? Do you know?
It's pretty stagnant. In fact, it's probably it's going down from what I remember online on the census.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
Okay, go on.
In addition, there are already 4 other liquor stores in less than 2-mile radius. It's including Southport Wine and Liquors, Shirley Liquors, Aces Liquors, Parman's Liquors, and Liquor and Wine. Another store will be just unnecessary and uncalled for in our community. My third point is on my already lack of profit. In just 2 months, we just bought this business 2 months ago and got approved for a license. For the first month, I had a large negative gross profit margin. However, that's to be expected with fully restocking the store. However, this month, I still cannot even afford to pay myself with my sales. My family put everything into buying this business, and our livelihoods depend on this. Just as our business is starting to move forward, this new store will completely knock it down. At this rate, I will never be able to pay off my loans and was taken pay off the loans that was taken to buy this store. With so little profit already, another store would be detrimental to not just my business, but our lives. My next and last point would be the road that this new store will be positioned on, Neighborhood Road. Neighborhood Road is actually known to be a very high traffic area. In fact, so high traffic that many buses, school buses, don't even drop their kids off there because there are just too many people loitering around, walking on that road aimlessly. They're just walking back and forth, not doing much. So since high school, middle school, I've been there recently. My buses, even if it's nearest Crossroads Neighborhood Road, they would always drop it off by the next crossroad, either Forest on the other side, because of so many people loitering around. It's dangerous. So with these 4 points, I would like for you to consider these points while making these decisions.
Thank you.
You're located on the main highway. You're located on William Floyd Parkway at
Yes.
double 4-lane with a median. Neighborhood Road looks to me to be situated, this location looks to me to be situated within a residential area, more or less. Would you not agree? I mean, it looks
That's
like it's
true.
mostly homes.
Yes, but I would like to say that there are like 2 roads directly leading, main traffic road directly leading to that business road off William Floyd. When you go straight up, it goes directly into that store in
Yeah.
the parking.
I would agree. All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
You should consider a career in law.
No.
Well advocated.
Did you just say no?
Do you blame her?
No, I know. Four lawyers up here, I know, right?
All right, Mr. DeLuca.
Some of the opposition, I'm not sure how to address. The number one store seems to have gone up a little bit in the last few years. Looks over the last 4 years from 227 up to 324. The second store, it's literally doing half of what it did last year. And my client has advised me that when they go there, it's closed. 3 out of the last few times that they went by. It went from 355 to 179.
Well, she showed up here, so.
Well, who showed up here?
Well,
That's
a different issue that we certainly will be dealing with.
That's a different issue, but the reality is it's not open when it's supposed to be open, which is why I felt that my client would be able to be more of an asset to the community, to actually be available to sell the product when people come there, because their sales reflect that it's literally half of what it was before. Last year, they're not there. Other than that, I think my client might be able to tell you why she thinks this is a good idea.
Go ahead.
Hello. Well, it's a new experience for me. I did graduate from the culinary arts in 2006, so I am very well educated with wine and pairings, and I wanted to start this business. My boss will be retiring this year. So
So you have a degree from
culinary arts.
the Culinary Institute?
In Syosset.
A 4-year degree, or is
A
that a
2-year
course?
degree.
2-year?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So I was looking to start this new experience.
She's been with her employer now since 2003. She's an office manager for a physician. So this kind of lined up. They had bought the building back in 2016, and they were contemplating what they wanted to do with it, and they thought this might be something that they would like.
Who's they?
Her and her husband. Her husband owns the building.
So he owns the building, she's gonna own the store, is she actually gonna pay rent?
Yes. Otherwise,
She's gonna pay rent to her husband. And he gave her the money, he's lending her the money to pay rent to him.
That's correct. This is her business, and that's the way they want to set up. And any accountant
does he
would
do?
make sure that
He owns the
owns
ATM
ATM machines. Yeah, you have to pay rent, otherwise it would definitely pierced the corporate veil. So they will be paying rent, and the accountant will make sure of that, but he doesn't want anything to do with this. This is her baby.
Where, is the woman from Chetan here or no? Still? Can you come up?
Ma'am?
Can you explain why your sales went down 50% from 2016 to 2017? Is it because you're not open? Into the microphone, please.
No, we're open. It's just, it depends on the season, and also there's been some businesses on Neighborhood Road that are presently not there because of theft and burglaries.
Meaning what? How does that
Like the
affect your
bakery.
business?
Well, not as many people would come into the area.
What are your hours?
As they have before, from 10 a.m. in the morning until 8 o'clock at night during the week, and 10 a.m. in the morning until 10 p.m. on Friday and Saturday, and 12 noon until 7 p.m. on Sunday.
And you work all those hours? You have someone working?
I manage the store, and I work Monday through Saturday. I have Sundays off.
So you're open 7 days a week?
Yes.
So if we send somebody out there on Friday or Monday, you're at 12 in the afternoon, you're going to be open?
Oh, definitely.
All right, thank you.
We're always open. We have cameras running 24 hours also.
Mr. DeLuca is correct.
I
The sales went down 50%, and the only reason I can see, because the other stores did not see that decline, the only thing that would really make sense to me is that you're not open.
Well, no, we're open. I mean, the other part of it might be is that the beach was closed for a little while because of something to do with the taxes. They weren't paying the taxes. And just, I guess, the high crime rate, the village transitioning back to the town.
Okay, thank you.
I can't really think of anything more than that.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
So what's she going to do differently that the other stores nearby are not doing?
Be open.
Oh.
That would be fundamental. The neighborhood is actually improving. It went through a transition where it became an incorporated village. That didn't pan out. Now it went back into the control of Brookhaven. And I know my daughter's parents live out in Mastic Beach, so I've seen the community grow, the property values increase. It's not really, it has a bad reputation as being crime infested, but it's transitioning. It's not a great neighborhood now, but it's better than it was 10 years ago, and I believe it's getting better all the time. And Neighborhood Road is where he is next to the Hero Hut, and that's like a grocery store. That's about 50 feet away from him, where the two roads converge. I think it's a decent spot, and she might be an asset to the community by just being there and being available. And she has the knowledge. She doesn't have the experience that I would prefer, but I think that she makes up for it by being in the same place as a manager for 15 years. That's pretty good.
The store is 1,248 square feet. What do you project would be the actual retail space?
I believe the retail space came out to be 1,300 square feet.
Well, it says the whole area is 1,248.
I'm sorry, then the top floor.
Yes.
It's the top floor,
The
so.
basement will be for storage.
I'm going to say probably closer to 800 or 900 square feet. I'm going to be conservative and make it bigger than it might be. It wasn't half and half when I did the diagrams.
Okay.
It was hard to see. I know
Did
the
you say
stairs are in the
top
far
floor?
left corner.
Top floor. Did you say
The
top
ground
floor?
floor, ground floor.
So this is
There's-
still one floor.
As far as I know, there was a basement.
Yes, the basement will be for storage.
Yeah.
Did you indicate that you're going to use it for liquor storage?
I don't know if we did that. I think that at the time, it was kind of funky down there.
They didn't indicate it on the application.
Yeah, I don't think that we anticipated that because
Well, then
it was damp and it
You
was.
won't be using it.
You won't be
Yeah,
using
won't be using it. Yeah, it was not, you don't want to put
Do you
stuff down
guys have
there.
anything else? Questions?
Could I have a moment with council, please? Thank you.
All right, we're back on the record.
The app does state 1,350 square feet. That's the ground floor, the main floor. And they expected to have about 550 for storage and 800 for retail.
It says, what is the square footage of the proposed premises? 1248, that's what I'm reading.
I'm looking at page 8, the same question, and it says 1,350.
Okay.
All right,
I'm sorry.
So are you guys ready to vote?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to vote to deny. This is in the town of Shirley. There's already 4 liquor stores in the town limits with Shirley addresses. There's 5 stores within 3.0 miles. The sales of 3 of the 5 are flat to decreasing, and as we were told by one of the objectors, the population is about 2,000 and has been stagnant. So I don't see any need for another store. There's 2 stores within 0.6 miles of this location. And I just don't see a public convenience and advantage to adding another one at this time.
I'm going to vote to deny as well, too. I mean, the closest store just switched licenses, and that's not any indication of how things are going to be for them. And as the chairman said, the 3 of the 5 closest stores, their sales are hovering, to say the least, around the same, and 1 is declining. So I'm not sure, the way things are presently set up, that there is a need for another store at this point. So
I'm going to vote to deny as well for all the same reasons.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item, 1538, Casablanca SV Corp.
We're going to take 5 minutes, sorry.
All right, we're back on the record, and we're calling 1538 Casablanca SV Corp.
Good morning, members of the board. My name is Laquan London, attorney for Casablanca SV Corp. On for disciplinary action today. Your Honor, I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen of the board, I'd like
Can you
to...
speak into the mic? Cannot hear you at all.
There you go. Sorry about that. I'd like to submit an offer in compromise for my client not replying to the summonses or tickets that were issued.
And how much would that be?
Respectful request, $1,500.
Well, you don't get offers and compromises on defaults. It's basically ends up being a no contest, which is what we're here, which is why it's here, for us to impose a fine. And you're probably going to be glad that you can't give us an offer and compromise, because I was just going to fine them $500, so.
Yeah.
That sounds good to me then.
Which way would you like to go?
We'll go your way.
This is all, as I sit here and I go through these cases every 2 weeks, it never ceases to amaze me, the dumb stuff that people do to get themselves fined. This is all simple, basic, elementary kind of stuff, like having the signs up and that sort of stuff. So I'll go along with the chairman and do 500.
Thank you.
As well.
I want to take the 1,500, but I'll go with the 5.
Thank you.
For the record, I'm more
Tell your client, just tell your client you're tough, you drove a hard bargain, okay?
Well, I'll tell it was my first time here and I beat you guys.
All right, no problem.
We'll make up for it next time. Next time, 1476 Rushmeyer's Wine, LLC.
Okay, go to the next one.
1544 K87 Bar and Lounge Corp.
Good morning, members. Carlos Monegro.
So we got your check?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll grant the reconsideration, assuming that we did get the check.
We did get it, okay, yeah. Same here. I'll grant recon.
And Jackie, he's canceled. We didn't stay the cancellation, so how does he reactivate that? Or Tom, how does he reactivate that?
We'll advise enforcement that the cancellation's been rescinded once we get the check from them.
We got the check, though.
No. Council's office has the check. We don't have the
Oh,
check.
can you get that sent to them today?
Sure, I don't know if we have it, but that's fine. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
All right, so we'll get somebody out there in the next day or so.
To the location?
Yeah, to tell, or to advise you that your license
And
is
to
active.
get your license back, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
It's okay with me.
The next item, is the other applicant back from the restroom? I'll assume no. 1475 NYX Hookah Bar and Lounge, LLC.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, Mr. Secretary, my name is Arthur Trackus. I'm an attorney. I represent NYX Hookah Bar and Lounge, a new application.
Who's your client?
This is Mr. Muklau. He's a principal there. He is just graduated law school.
Was he involved in the former operation of this place?
No.
Just graduated law school. Isn't today the bar exam?
No.
February.
Understood.
There is one today.
I believe so, right? Okay.
They're finishing up, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So you had no involvement with the prior license?
No relation.
And did your partner?
No relation.
Why does the community board think that you did?
I don't know. I attended the community board meeting, tried to speak with the chairman, and she just flat out told me that as long as she sees anything with hookah and liquor on the same premise, she just denies flat out. I didn't even get the opportunity to properly introduce myself.
Are you open now with the hookah?
Hookah sales only, yes.
Are there any other hookah bars in the area?
Not that I can tell, not within any range of maybe a mile or so.
Did you work somewhere while you were in law school?
I worked at Queens DA's office, and I've also interned at Federal District Court under Judge Wexler. As far as managing my own business, as that.
And what's that? That's this business? You don't want to pursue a career in law?
I do, but I'd like to be an entrepreneur as well.
The community board is okay with beer and wine.
Right.
What do you think about that?
You are
my
Stefan
client.
or Ronnie?
I'm Stefan.
Oh, Stefan, I'm sorry, okay.
Would you be willing to accept beer?
What about beer and wine?
A moment, please.
What are the hours of this place going to be?
Currently, right now, we're operational from 3 p.m. to midnight, but with the liquor license, we look to go no further than 2 p.m. 2 a.m.
2 a.m.
2 a.m.
And you're going to have a DJ? You having DJs now?
No DJs.
You're not going to have DJs?
No, only on weekends, but during the week, no DJ.
Because this, based on the pictures, this seems like a really small place. Does it even fit 74 people?
It's right around 74, 75 as far as seating.
And what's the security guard for if you're not having DJs?
Just
No, I'm sorry, there is no security.
there is a security.
Your application indicates you're going to have one employee in this and operate this place?
Yeah, as far as employee, as well as myself as management.
Oh, okay, so you and an employee.
Yes.
What about your partner?
As he'll be there also. So it'll be two owners in management and one employee.
My client would entertain beer and wine.
You entertain beer and wine?
Yes.
You're only serving this menu here with just appetizers and...
Temporarily until we expand.
You have a full kitchen there?
Right now, no.
Right now, no, meaning you plan to build one?
Correct.
This is just a tavern license, though, so they don't really... Right, Jackie? It's not a...
Yes, it's a bar.
It's not a restaurant license.
It's a bar.
All right, well, I'll approve beer and wine. And then if you don't have any issues in a year, come back and I probably would give him the full liquor license.
Understood.
And I'll give him the 3 p.m. to 2 a.m.
7 days?
With the, yeah, with the DJ on the weekends. Only. No promoters. You're going to use promoters? No. No live music?
No.
No lines?
You don't have room for it
I
anyway.
would hope so, but
A line would be longer than the amount of people you could fit in there.
probably correct.
Where would you have the DJ?
It's in the back. It's already there. I can see it.
You can see it?
In the picture, you can see where he's, right in the back of the place?
Yes.
There's an easy way to get a line, you know how, right? Put a velvet rope out in front, tell people they
Or
can't
is that
get
the
in.
bar? I might be
I'm
looking
looking
at the
at the,
bar.
I'm not, unless it's the bathroom, but
It's just a
this,
speaker there right
it's the
now.
kitchen.
But now, current modern day DJs, they only walk with the computer and connect it to the speaker anyways.
Oh, okay.
all right.
Well, I'll vote to approve on the same lines as the chairman, tavern, just beer and wine for now. And part of the reason why I'm doing that is because of the last line here in your email from you, Mr. Tracus, where you said, I'm adamant in believing that if you were to meet Stefan and Ronnie, you'd be impressed by their intelligence, character, and willingness to run a lawful and successful entity in the community. So you've impressed me with your character and fitness, and I'm expecting that you'll run a nice business, and maybe we'll see you in a year, and we'll see where we go from there.
Thank you, Commissioner.
All right?
Beer and wine okay with me as well?
Thank you, Commissioner.
3-2.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you,
Take care.
appreciate it.
Good luck.
Study for that exam, it's
Yeah.
I will be.
not.
And don't get in
Easy.
trouble with one of these. Yeah.
Yeah, that could hurt you.
Yeah, that could hurt you a lot. Yeah.
And now we're going to call 1476, Rushmeyer's Wine LLC.
Good morning, Jacqueline Ziegler for Rushmeyer's Wine LLC.
Where is
He didn't
Mr. Moto?
Raturo.
How do you say it?
I call him Raturo Matoki.
Okay. Where is he?
He didn't come today.
Well, then he is not getting any license. So, thank you. Yep. Denied. You want to give us your spiel anyway, or?
No, I'm not going to give you my spiel because it's going to be quite long. and-
I know, so we're
Save it
good.
for next time.
You just, I just
And
gave
it
him.
had no factor at all with us denying it, tonight.
Sorry for wasting all your time.
Oh, yeah, like he comes here free.
Well, not him, but everyone else. I wasn't apologizing to him.
Right, okay.
Never apologize to Mr.
They saw how hard you worked today, that's good.
The next item, 1484, Sports Zone Cafe, Inc. Where did Mr. Rodriguez go? He was here. All right, let's hold that for a second. 1512, The Hills Restaurant and Bar, Inc.
Recon.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Good.
So it's a no contest default, right?
I'd ask to put this over. She's got quite a history. I don't have this case at all. I think I'm going to keep this one.
Why'd she default?
That's what I want to find out.
Was delivered to an individual at the premise. All right, I'll put it over. What, 3 weeks? That's the next meeting.
816.
That's fine.
We'll agree to that?
Yes.
Is someone here on 1484, the Sports Zone Cafe, Inc.? Mr. Rodriguez is not in for it. I don't know what happened to him. All right, 1520, Bulbacar, Inc.
This is an offer.
I'll accept.
Second time here with disorderly. I'll accept as well.
I'll accept.
Thank you.
Take care.
Next item, 1474, Convenience Corner, Inc.
Good morning, Neil Trivedi for Convenience Corner, and I have the applicant for Convenience Corner here.
So there's a lot going on here.
It's usually not good.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, of course.
Are you
To me
rel-
or to them?
to them?
Yeah.
Are you related to Rahima?
It's my wife.
That's your wife.
Yes, ma'am. What, if I could explain a little bit, back, I think, a couple of years ago, Rahima, the wife, bought this business from a third party, from the seller. She wasn't really advised as to what to do with the liquor authority, with the liquor license. I'm not really sure, but Mineola Mini Mart applied for the license, got rejected. Then they went to some other lawyer, filed an application again for reconsideration. That got disapproved. And then apparently they sold the business because they could not get a liquor license. And they have a neighboring store, which is only 2 doors down, which is a bigger store. This is only a 500, square foot store.
They have a license in that store?
Yeah, the next store, yes. It's a much bigger, vibrant store.
What's the name of that store?
What is to the
The next store, do you know the name of the store?
Mineola Convenient?
Is it Mineola Convenience?
Yes.
So they eventually sold the business because without the liquor license. they
Jackie, well,
couldn't-
hold on one second. Do we have that?
Is that the first one? Winners Corner Incorporated?
Is that Winter's Corner? No, that's this, Winter's Corner is this place,
Yeah,
which is currently licensed.
yeah, yes. 2 doors down, there's another convenience store, much bigger, and I'm pretty sure they have a liquor license there.
2 doors down from this application?
Because they're asking a question. so-
You're pretty sure? So who holds that liquor license in the bigger store?
No idea.
Whoa.
Your client owns it?
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
Bring that place.
Oh, it's a competitor and he's losing to the guy because he doesn't have a license.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So they basically sold the store, and now, he's interested again to purchasing the store that they were initially, purchasing 2 years ago.
Hold on a minute. Are you following this?
No.
No. I'm trying to,
He's applying for a license.
And then he didn't get it.
His wife
And
did
then
not
so
get
they
it.
sold the business,
All right.
and now they want to rebuy it.
Okay. And does he own another store?
No.
So
And what is your
so
wife
this
doing?
store that you're buying right now is licensed?
Yes,
And it was the one that you got disapproved, or your wife got disapproved 3 times previously because she had availed the license?
right.
Okay.
this is the corner store at the Mineola train
Yes.
station.
Right.
What, do you know Mineola?
Only a couple times, only a few times.
And the reason she was disapproved was not only was she availing, but the person they bought the store from originally was availing.
Right.
Okay, now I think I got it.
And what you would do is get the current lease assigned to you.
Yes.
Right.
Or a new lease or an assignment, yes.
And what does he do now?
He's a taxi driver.
I'm a New York City cab driver, sir. Last 30 years, and I'm getting old now, so that's why I'm just looking for something.
And you plan to continue to drive your taxi?
Not really. If I get the store, if I get the license, no.
So you're not going to buy this store if you don't get the license?
I mean, what I'm gonna do without license?
Right, no, I get it.
And your wife is going to be working there as well?
Yeah, she's gonna be with me then. She's gonna help me out, sure.
So the last time that you bought this store and everything got all screwed up,
Right.
how did that happen?
It's like we had no experience, and we had a partner. Two partners. We bought this store, and she was guiding us, plus our lawyers misguiding us. So that's the reason we have to sell the store.
Okay. And you're going to work in this, and your wife's going to work in it too?
Yes.
All right, I'll vote to approve.
Thank you.
I'll vote to approve as well.
Thank you very much.
I'll vote to approve.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thank you.
I have another matter, Bola.
Well, no, other people signed in first. 1489, We Love to Drink LLC.
Have a second.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Joseph Levy here, on behalf of the applicant.
They all applicants?
We love to drink. This is the whole team.
Okay. Any opposition? And this is a recon. Did we have opposition at the original?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
Okay. Well, I actually voted to approve this at the full board, and I don't anticipate my vote would change, so.
Go ahead. Thank you.
We split, just, you weren't here for this.
Yeah, Chairman, as you mentioned, this appeared before the members in January of 2018, and there was a split vote with the chairman voting yes, Commissioner Ford voting no. I included the original submission in my submission this time around for the reconsideration for Commissioner Fan's review, so you can sort of see the arguments we made previously. I don't know how much you'd like me to dive back into those arguments that I feel like we've
I mean,
rehashed enough.
it's really up to Commissioner Fan, because she wasn't here for the first one, so.
Convince me.
Okay. So the primary elements that we focused on in the original submission are the overall development and growth of the neighborhood, specifically in the South Williamsburg area. The unique concept that we have here. These folks with me here today, they are the owners and operators of Burano, which is an Italian restaurant that's been around for a few years now, which is actually located 2 doors down. And the impetus for even applying for this wine and spirit store application is derived from the fact that they have a very carefully curated wine list in the store. They've become a neighborhood staple. They have regulars. They get written up regularly. People come in not only to dine in and enjoy the food and the drinks, but also they've really become a tremendous takeout operation. There's so many residents who live in this actual building and in the surrounding buildings. So people will come in, they'll pick up food to bring home to have a nice dinner with their family at home as opposed to dining out. Oftentimes they are asked where can they buy this wine that they like to enjoy at the restaurant. There is no place nearby that sells the majority of the wine list in the restaurant. So that's sort of where the idea came from, so that people could come in, buy the food, go next door and get the wine that they like so much. And again, these guys, just to kind of go a little deeper into the history here, they originally applied for a full liquor license. They were denied vehemently by the community board. They came up here to the full board. They were denied here. They tried to drop down to a beer and wine license. It was denied across the board again. So they regrouped, dug into the community, met with people, really face-to-face meetings with resident groups, neighbors, anyone you could imagine, sort of won them over, turned the tide, so to speak, went back to the community board, got approved for a beer and wine license, started operating their restaurant. People in the community were really happy with it. We actually applied for an upgrade shortly thereafter, and that had, again, unanimous support from the community board, all the people who were opposed to
Did
this
you
previously.
represent them on that?
So the original application was not me, that got denied.
Who was that?
It was Frank Palillo.
Yeah,
I believe
that
he said
was, that
it was
literally
your
was
first
the
application. yeah.
first application I ever was a part of.
And you denied it?
No, we gave them the beer and wine, right?
Well, no, you originally denied them outright.
I don't think I was there for that. I was there for the beer and wine.
Well, beer and wine I don't even think came here.
Oh, okay.
Because
Then I must
we
have been
got
a denial then.
community board approval and,
Okay.
anyway, it's been,
I remember Frank being here for that. Okay.
yep. And just for the record, Frank did a nice job actually with all the outreach and stuff
You're
like
in
that.
the big opposition was that you're in a building with condominiums above it, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Correct.
Since then, a lot of people have moved out, new people moved in, and it's becoming a tighter community.
Right, okay.
So anyway,
And this location is also in a condominium building?
different one, yeah, 2 doors down.
Different
We
condominium?
got 100
Yeah.
apartments upstairs,
Less than that. Probably
Between-
another.
between the two buildings?
between the two, probably 60.
60
Yeah.
apartments directly above,
But you're 2 doors down.
2 doors down.
And how big is the restaurant?
3,500 square feet.
And how big is this space?
The retail space on the ground floor is just shy of 800.
And everything you're gonna sell is gonna be on your list at the restaurant? That's the
And some
idea?
Other fines, yeah.
So they've developed incredible relationships with different purveyors, winemakers, things like that, and they're going to have the same focus that goes into their wine list at the restaurant. They're going to carry that over and have the same focus and philosophy in the wine store so that there is some continuity there. So it's sort of a kind of an interesting thing. No other wine store in the neighborhood can boast that they are attached to a restaurant where people can actually try the wine with pairings and then buy the bottle at a place adjacent to it. So that's sort of a unique component here. Another unique component, aside from the fact that there's the restaurant aspect of this and the uniquely curated list, is they actually want to have a walk-in box, which no other store in the neighborhood or maybe
A walk-in what?
a walk-in box of sorts. So a cold room. So most places have a fridge that has wines that you can grab a chilled wine to go if you're going to drink it quickly. They're actually going to have a bigger room, so it's kind of a different experience for people, and obviously a wider selection of wines that'll be chilled that you could take to go.
Right, but they're not drinking in the box?
No, of course not. That would be illegal, and we don't do that.
Would there be tasting in the box?
There will be tastings in the store, and again, through their relationships from the restaurant and just, a combined 3 or 4 lifetimes in the hospitality industry. They're connected to a lot of great wine and spirits people who will come and do educational programs, and that's going to be a key component of the store as well. And sort of the driving force behind all of this is really, bringing it back to the incredible development that's happening in South Williamsburg right now. I submitted a number of articles kind of detailing what that looks like, and it's pretty incredible. But it's just some points to hit on of things that have changed since we were here 6 months ago. The Euston at 429 Kent, which is the latest condo building to open, it was 25% occupied at the time. It's now 90%, which is pretty significant when you consider it's over 200 residential units.
What store is closed?
What?
In your June 13th, you said that recently come to our attention they want to close stores to our proposed location will actually be closing or may have closed already?
Correct, and that store has not closed. Yeah. We called it a number of times and got no answer, and we had someone go by and it looked like it was closed, but apparently they're still in business. So I did not include that in my final submission because I had no proof that they were actually closed. Right. It was one of the people who had come to protest to indicate that she was going to go out of business at some point soon, and we assumed that she had. So again, with the Navy Yard plans, it's going to push more people to this neighborhood with their through fare that they have planned. The L train shutdown, which is a point that we did not make last time, is going to push all traffic from Manhattan to Williamsburg and from Williamsburg towards the South Williamsburg area through the JMZ line. And again, we heard last time from the opposition that there were stores in the neighborhood that carried the products that we claimed were unique, and we're still hearing from our clients that that's not true. So we still do believe there's a need here that's not being serviced, and we feel that, our track record in the neighborhood, winning over the community, operating a licensed establishment for a few years now, really does help us, and the unique nature of the store would be something that people in the neighborhood would be into.
So I'm going to vote to reconsider and then vote to approve again. The reason I did last time was I thought that the business model was unique and in and of itself was a public convenience and advantage to the community. We have opened other stores, I don't want to say affiliated with restaurants, but under the same business model, and they've proven to be very successful. So.
And the closest store to here is actually about 1,400 and so feet away. Mm-hmm. So it's not exactly like there's a store right on this one.
Plus, there is significant development in the area as well.
I will vote to approve reconsideration, and I'll also vote to overrule my previous denial and to approve. I have spent some time in Williamsburg since my denial, actually stayed there, and went to see a couple of shows and stuff like that, and got a chance to get a better feel for Williamsburg. And it's quite the up-and-coming area, to say the least. And
I think it's already here, but
yeah, it's already
there. The South is about to explode. The North is crazy.
Yeah.
The South is it's shocking.
Yeah. If I had an apartment in New York City, it probably would be in Williamsburg. So I'll vote.
No, don't threaten us, please.
You never know.
Twice a month is enough.
What's the shop going to be called?
We haven't decided a name. And preference, we love to drink. Our LLC for the restaurant is we love to eat. So we're very simple.
I was going to say that's an unfortunate name. But.
Yeah. It's going to get us out based on that, so. I vote to approve. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Good luck.
Thank you.
The next item I have is 1454, El Tono Restaurant and Tapas Bar, Inc.
Morning, Board.
Good morning.
My name is Pablo Quezada. I'm the representative for Mr. Jose Gutierrez, Tuna Restaurant, Tapas Bar.
So I'm not, I realize this wasn't a 500-foot case, but it's clear to me that or at least the community board makes it clear that they asked your client to come in and meet with them and they refused?
And that never happened. No notification was sent, nothing was called, nothing at all. We've made several attempts to contact them, not even a courtesy call. And my first call was back on July 3rd. We called the community board for Mr. Sanchez, left them a message, nothing came back.
July the 3rd of this year?
Yes, 2018.
That's the first time you called them?
Yes.
Well, the application was filed in February.
that I called, but then I notified them maybe a month later when the
A
letter.
month later, it's not here yet.
I'm not following you. The first time you reached out to the community board was July 3rd of 2018?
That I called them, made a phone call to them, but I notified them by mail.
As you were supposed to?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did that.
And you never got any, after you notified them by mail when the application was
Yeah,
submitted, you never heard from them? And why did you call them on July 3rd of this year?
Because when I sent them the letter, they never called me again. So then Mr. Gutierrez was concerned about that, and he called them. And then he came to my office, and we called him to speak to Mr. Sanchez, the district manager. And we left him a message on that, and nothing has come about that. We made every attempt to contact them. And they
Well,
never-
July 3rd is not every attempt to contact them. That's literally,
3 weeks ago.
yeah.
That was after the
Okay, oh,
board
yeah, but-
meeting.
yeah, wait.
My
That was
notes-
after what?
I had the notes, my notes indicated that they were to meet with the community board.
Yes.
This is being carried over
Or the
today, and I
police, yeah,
was,
right.
Okay,
I also was supposed to receive diagrams.
Oh, that's why you called, because I instructed you to call them. Oh, okay.
And on March 29th, I sent the letter to the community board regarding that meeting.
So you called them after the first meeting, after this meeting on July 3rd, and you called Sanchez and he never got back
I
to you?
notified him by mail, certified mail.
Okay,
to
all
him,
right,
and
that's my fault. I misread that this was that we held this over. Okay, well, then they didn't get back to you. I gave them a chance to meet with you.
You were supposed to send in new diagrams.
Yes, we have them here.
You have them now? Could we have them?
Okay.
All right, and what is this place? Is this going to be a tavern or a restaurant? Because your application is in conflict.
Just so you know.
In one place it says tavern, in another place it says restaurant.
I'm not sure what it actually
It's a
is in the
restaurant?
kitchen.
Pictures of the kitchen here?
Do you have pictures of the kitchen?
Does have a kitchen on the diagram.
All right.
Are you operating right now?
And
Because Mr.
what are the hours going to be?
The hours are going to be 11 a.m. to 4 a.m.
And you've been paying rent since June of 17?
Yes, he has.
Welcome to the world of restaurants in New York.
You have a fryer and a flat top? You saying that's a full kitchen?
That's all they have.
That's all you-
Tiene la cocina de freír y ¿qué más tú tienes?
Sí, porque tapa, no, no sé.
It's tapas bar. It's a tapas, a Spanish cuisine that they have.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of in conflict what he is.
What he is? Oh, well, I know, we've discussed this
So
before.
why
but-
can't
but here
we-
it is, do you have a full kitchen? So,
Can we
yeah, it's up to you.
make it a tavern
You can
right
do
now?
whatever-
Well, I'm not going to get him in trouble,
You can do whatever you want. If you want me to amend, we can amend.
because it's clear it's not a full kitchen. It can't be a restaurant.
Right.
I mean, you can call yourself whatever you want. Okay. Well, what's the music situation?
Okay. They can have a DJ and a karaoke.
How often the DJ?
¿Cuántas veces el DJ?
Los fines de semana y como 2 días a la semana.
Said on the weekends, maybe 2 days a week.
You didn't indicate DJ. Did you indicate a
No,
DJ
he
to the
didn't.
community board?
No.
No, that was.
I just have a question about this community board situation, because the letter they wrote to us was a year ago.
I'm wondering whether that is
So
accurate.
we've known this.
No, I'm
for-
wondering if
Their
it's a
letters
typo.
dated wrong?
Yeah.
Can I provide you the letter that I?
Oh, no, you're right, it had to, because he came on before, it
Yeah,
came to
this
the
is
board
a
on
year
June,
ago.
right, yeah, so it's a year ago.
So, did you show up to any of the committee meetings?
No notification was sent to us at all. Nor me or.
I know, but the community board exists. They meet, they have
Okay,
committees, they have
aware
full
of-
boards. I mean, they exist, so they,
I'm aware of that, but aren't they supposed to notify us when the meeting?
it's not about them notifying you. You need to get their involvement in your business. So when you show up and try to approach someone in person, if your calls are not being answered and your letters are not being answered, I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, but we made the attempt to contact them.
When this July letter that was sent here to us, did he get this in July of 2017? Was he aware they sent this letter?
We never got this letter.
Did you attempt to apply in 2017 and send notification to the community board?
Of course.
In 2017, but chose not to file with the liquor authority until 2018?
Yes, because they were working with something regarding their building,
So you sent notice to the community board in 2017, but never actually applied?
We applied on January of 2018.
No, February.
February, sorry.
So there was not two notifications?
Yeah.
He sent the notice in 2017, but never sent the application until
I was just gonna check
2018?
the date, but it's not scanned in.
And maybe that's why the community board didn't respond?
Well, then he reached out to them 3 weeks ago, and they still didn't respond.
Still haven't responded.
At my direction.
I got the letter that states that they sent it to the board here, at the meeting, and we never.
What's the date of that?
That's July of 17.
July
Yeah.
17, yeah. They never called us and never notified us on any meetings or anything.
What they're saying, in their letter, they're saying they received a new full liquor license application. Did you send them the whole application in 2017, or just the notice?
No, the notice. I have the notice here. I said it'll be a certified mail.
Okay. I mean, it's not a 500-foot case. You did do what I asked you to do, which was go back and contact them, and they didn't contact you back.
Here.
What was the last question I asked him, the DJ?
After.
He's going to have a DJ twice a week, you said?
There was
On
no
weekends,
DJ
weekends?
notice in
Yeah,
the application.
I know.
I mean, some community boards are off for the summer, you know, it's
And some are.
July, it's summer.
Oh, I know, but
yeah.
some are, well, one, this is the district manager, so
And the
he's paid.
notification to the community
Yeah,
board,
I
there's
know.
no
And
notification to
two,
DJ.
some are just completely inactive.
Yeah.
Meaning they don't respond.
But they sent a letter
Particularly-
saying they object to it, so they were active a year ago.
Yeah, I don't know what.
And notification to the community board, there's no indication of a DJ, it says jukebox.
Yeah, at the time we did that.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm going to approve a DJ. You can go and notify them that you're going to have one. And then come back, but you're only getting what you asked for. Since they do seem to have some level of concern. So I'm going to vote to approve no DJ, no live music, no dancing, no promoters. And the hours are 11 to 2 a.m. all days. If you want to get till 4, come back in a year. And with no violations.
And this, are you changing how this is
It's gonna be a
licensed? Under
tavern,
60?
yes,
Okay,
yep.
so under 64A.
Right. I'm in agreement with the chairman on all those terms. Same thing?
And I would communicate with the police department because it's obvious that they feel like they were left out of this too.
Should I notify them today?
Do you need this back?
Yes, please.
Yeah. I'm taking the photos.
I'll
in the
approve as
background.
well, but I'm concerned that there's no community involvement here.
Diagrams.
So I'd encourage you guys to try again. Because they have a September meeting coming up, so just go to the meeting and talk to somebody. Go up to the chair, introduce yourself. It's not complicated. You're better off trying to do that, and so they know who you are, instead of sending letters and creating a record of non-response. That's not helpful.
I think it really helps your case as Commissioner Fan is trying to tell you, to show up and make them talk to you and let them know that you have that much interest and concern to make sure that, they're okay with everything.
We'll do that.
All right. Good luck, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
The next item, 1545, 16 Bedford Corp.
Just to clarify the record, the memo indicates that there was community board opposition.
Yeah, that's what my
That
question
is-
was. Why is this here?
Mistake.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, then, I mean, and this is just for your, if you have questions, you can ask them, but generally, when the community board enters into stipulations that they sign, it wouldn't even be here, the licensing board would do it.
Right.
And it would be approved. So if you want to ask questions about it, but you don't have to go through the whole thing unless she needs, or Commissioner Ford needs you to.
I remember this, and this is the one where they wanted to buy a place across the street.
Correct. So if I
The
just-
issue with the community board was it was being used for, purposely used for overflow.
Yeah, so just to be totally clear, because this is a bit confusing, I admit that, I put that in my submission as well. I appeared for this board in the fall of 2017 for these applicants under a different corporate name to license an address at 14 Bedford Street. It's about a 500 square foot space. They own a restaurant directly across the street. They own many restaurants throughout the neighborhood and throughout New York City. And they're constantly overcrowded at that restaurant, and they constantly have a line outside. And we thought, wow.
What's the name of that restaurant?
Something Italian. I can't.
Bricciola?
Maybe.
But it doesn't matter, go ahead.
Anyway, so we thought that this would be a good opportunity to either have a holding area for people where they'd be inside as opposed to on the street, or to sort of double as a larger party catering space so that we wouldn't put too much pressure on the existing restaurant. It was a beer and wine license application. It was opposed by the community board. It was denied here because the members had the thought that this could create a problem in the street. It could create a loud environment on a residential side street. A couple months after that, the restaurant that had existed with an on-premise liquor license directly next door that has the same address, because it's the same building, became available. The operators went out of business. The landlord reached out to my clients and said, hey, this is an existing restaurant. You could take it over. This might make sense for you. It's a bigger space. It could be a standalone unit. My clients were very interested. We went to the community board. We got approval by the community board for this new full liquor license application.
So it's both spaces or just the restaurant space?
Just the one space that had been licensed previously.
And the holding room that you had applied for before is going to remain vacant, or there's something else in there now?
Right now, it's a vacant space that they are paying rent on, and we haven't decided what we're going to do with it yet, but that is not part of this application.
So is this still across the street, or is it on the same side of the street as existing?
Still across the street. This is directly next door to the place we were denied for previously.
Why is the address 1416?
Because the building.
Oh, I see.
It's 1416, and that's just.
So the one you applied for before was 14,
Was just
this is
14,
16.
this is 1416.
Okay.
The two spaces are connected or
Separate
doors?
But there's a residential doorway, I believe, that separates them, so they can't necessarily be combined.
Oh, I see. There's like a stairwell in between.
Correct.
Is that what it is?
So this is community board approval, and the other part of the confusion was that even though it's a very similar address, so I understand the confusion, we're not applying in the same exact space that was denied previously. And we're
Okay, so this bathroom waiver thing is not applicable, right?
That's contradictory.
What do you mean?
There is a 2-bathroom waiver letter,
Yeah.
but that's for the prior application, right? That's for the holding room application.
No, I believe it's for this one. I think there's just one bathroom inside there, if I'm not mistaken.
Mr. Levy, there's a inconsistency in the community board stipulation as to kind of license they're signing off on.
In the resolution, it says Tavern Wine, right? Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah.
So at the top, it says on premise, at the bottom, it says Tavern Wine. I have a copy of the actual sign stipulations from the board that's very clear it's an on-premise with a full restaurant, full kitchen. I'm happy to provide a copy if you guys don't have one.
And they're good with the hours that you...
Yep, and just for the record, I spoke to Carter about this last week because I was surprised that it said there was community board opposition. I called him and he was also surprised because as far as he knows, they supported this.
Oh, no, and we know he would be here
He's
if he
not
didn't.
shy. Would you
All
like
right,
a
I'll
copy?
vote to approve.
Yeah.
With the stipulations as part of the license.
Okay with me.
Same here.
Thank you.
Next item is 1525, Exotic Lounge, Inc.
Sorry, what's the number?
1525.
Good afternoon, members of the authority, Chairman Bradley,
Good afternoon.
Commissioner Ford, Commissioner Fan, Rihanna, Ms. Hull, Secretary Donahue.
So this is a default.
that I'm asking to be reopened. They didn't get, they're saying they didn't get any notification. The owner would be here, but it was last minute notice. Oh, he is?
He had a stroke.
And who is this then?
This is the representative that came the last time. She is one of the supervisors. She works in the restaurant, in the bar.
On the application as a manager.
And she's on the application as well, as manager.
So we said they'd have no DJ.
Yeah.
Had a DJ.
They did, but it was digital. And when we left here the last time, virtual DJs are accepted as, you could use a computer. And when the police officers went there, they were saying that this is a DJ. They're saying, no, we're showing it on the video on the screen, and it's a computer. And when we left here the last time, they don't want to violate anything. They've not had one violation or an issue with the liquor authority. They've been very vigilant. They've been working with the police department and the community board. There happened to have been an agent that went in, an officer that went in that night, and they were explaining to him we could have a virtual DJ.
Who told them they could have a virtual DJ? Because it was pretty clear when the full board approved this that there were no DJs allowed.
But virtual DJs are permitted under the SLA.
What does it say?
Where are you hearing that?
Yeah, where?
When we came here the last time, we asked you, and we said that can we put it on the screen? Virtual DJs are permitted. What is not permitted is a DJ area or a system.
Oh,
what's the difference? I mean, what is a virtual DJ?
It's just a computer, and then they just put it on videos. That's it. They put it on the
But
video.
how is that different from
there's
having a real DJ?
There's no operator, there's no one sitting in a DJ booth, and there's no one, it's just on the
Yeah, but it's
on the
about the
screens.
noise, so how is that different when you...
It's not about the noise because it's shown on the screens and it's the same as background music. It's virtual. They have it on all the restaurants.
One, this is the first time I'm hearing this, and two, I know I did not authorize anyone to do that. And I don't believe Commissioner Ford did either. So I would say that you should stop with the virtual DJs.
You have to
And
stop.
we're not sending it back because a notice was left at the premises and no one went and picked it up at the post office because this really is her first run, or their first run-in with us. I'll go 1,000.
That's your fine. Quédate tranquilo.
And you can have recorded music.
That's all they should have is
So they
recorded.
cannot have, so tiene que quitar esa computadora, no me hable.
No, I want to ask him something.
Have you heard about these? Has that ever been
excuse me.
discussed?
So it's like a DJ is not
They're in the
there.
middle of voting.
Sorry.
A DJ isn't actually physically there. You're looking at a DJ on the screen. Yeah, I've seen those before.
No, what we usually have is the computer and they play the video music on the TV. So it's not really like a DJ mixing and everybody's looking at
Who's
it.
playing the music?
It's not a feel.
It comes from the computer.
But it's not bad. See, what you were approved for was background music. Not music videos, not dance music, background music.
Okay.
So that means that you can have a conversation and there's not a show going on. This is supposed to be a
Okay, so we cannot play
restaurant.
the video music either.
No.
Okay.
We'll take that off.
And yes, we will do that. And actually, when we was here, you guys gave us 6 months. That was like a trial to see how the business was gonna go.
Well,
And,
this isn't an application to do anything.
no,
so-
no, I know that. I'm just gonna say, because we about to, we gotta do the renewal now in October. So we wait all this time so you can see how the business is going. So we're gonna be here, like, I'm gonna send the application like in a month. It's on October 31st to do the renewal.
Right, but that doesn't come here.
Requesting that it's change an hour.
So now we could change everything, and we have the community board.
You need to go to the community board.
We
and
have
do-
this letter support.
Okay,
We've been-
but we don't do with that, we're not going to discuss that today.
Okay, perfect.
And that's not done through the renewal.
So the fine is,
For me, 1,000, I don't know where they are.
let me ask, since this is their first time and there was a confusion for them.
I had 3,500 written down.
Oh, okay, well, 1,000 sounds good to me today.
The thing
Yeah,
is that the business has been really, really bad. Like, we're not gonna be able to pay $1,000 right now.
It's not right now. It comes in, it goes through a process. It's like,
Yeah, you have
Like, how
time.
long
it's
we
like
have?
2 months.
Well, they
something
haven't
like that.
finished voting yet, so.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'll go at 1,000 as well.
Yeah, watch your mail. It's an expensive mistake. 1,000.
Okay.
Thank you.
The next item, 1523, Tilt Lounge Corp.
Mr. Flynn.
Good morning, or
Morning.
afternoon. I believe you received the submission that we put forward in favor of the application.
Yes.
There were letters of support from State Senator Sanders and Assemblyman Rosenthal. Also, the community board appears to have approved the application. We included that as well. We gave you a security report from the security company that was hired, American Fire and Security, with their licenses and insurance information showing that they're licensed and bonded. We also put forward the personal questionnaire showing that there was experience with regard to not only the owner but the manager, and there were letters of support that were also submitted, and we'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have with regard to the application.
You still have a letter of high opposition from the police department.
Yeah, that's hard, and I don't understand why they opposed this application. The police department never asked to speak to us, never asked.
Well, I think it's probably because of the place has significant history.
Well, that's where I was going to go next. I mean, this applicant has nothing to do with the previous applicant. They've hired the security, they've reached out to the community board, they've gone to the local politicians to make sure that they're going to run the place properly. They've garnered all that support. While you have a letter from the lieutenant, I don't know if that's his personal opinion or if it's the opinion of the department. I tend to think it's more his opinion.
What's the difference?
To me, there's a big difference. That'd be like somebody from the community board who's not representing the community board writing a letter in opposition to something, but the community board takes a different stance or no
She
position
did
at
used to
all.
work at this location, though, correct?
Yes.
Under the previous license.
Yes, I
Correct.
have, for a short period of time.
So it would not be accurate to say there's no relationship.
No relationship between.
I can explain the
Okay, go ahead.
relationship. So I worked there for a short period of time, for about 4 months, once a week, under, basically, I'm a bartender, so I worked under a promoter, and I mostly worked with the manager. So when the party moved, they moved their location and left Essex, you can see that I moved to M2 Lounge, which I still currently work there right now.
Are you going to have promoters at this place?
No.
Because do you know the former owner, Singh? Chan Bally Singh?
I only know Chan because I purchased the place from him, so I only have a business association with him.
What does he do now?
I don't know what he
Is
does.
he involved in promoters?
No, he's not. I have a lot of clientele in the community for like the past 6 years, so I can basically do my own marketing and things like that.
So you're not going to have any connection with LBTH?
No, I won't.
Because I see the bars that you have worked at are almost 100% reliant on promoters, based on me doing my own little quick Google search.
That is true, but like I said,
Every night, pretty much.
throughout the,
Well, that's what happened here last time, and that's my biggest concern, is that this is going to occur again.
And that's why the police are against it. So if you're going to have the same method of operation, that's a problem.
I wouldn't have the same method of operation because I would personally not rely on the promoters that I have met and worked with before. I have like I said, I have my own clientele, my own clients that, and regulars and family, and a lot of people do know me in the community. So I feel like I wouldn't.
Speaking of family.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Speaking of family, is this your mother who's loaning you the money? Or I'm trying to see where the Felicia?
I'm sorry. I'm Felicia Chandy Prasad.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm reading that wrong. I apologize.
What are the hours?
Proposed hours are 5 p.m. to 4 a.m., Monday through Sunday.
But the community board signed off 1 a.m.
That was a request for 1 a.m. For the peace of the tenants who live upstairs and the neighbors. However, I did send 2 letters of support from the tenants who live upstairs. They are aware that they live above a bar.
I bet. You live in this neighborhood? Richmond Hill?
No, I live in Rosedale.
How far is that?
About driving about 15 minutes away. It's on the borderline of Long Island, Lawrence.
Don't we have, isn't this related to Halo in some way?
The same, they use the same service for the application, and then the service, we were here last time, the service said that they would not show up at the board meeting, and it just so happened that they were referred to me to appear at the board meeting, so I'm here, I will be here on Halo
Okay.
as well.
But that's not the same owner?
No, it's a different gentleman.
No, I mean, the same previous owner.
Oh, I don't. Yeah. I don't even know.
I think they are.
Get disapproved.
It's the same seller.
It could be the same seller.
Yeah.
You don't know that?
No, I.
Do you know Halo?
Transaction.
No, I'm not aware.
Okay. You had nothing to do with the transaction?
No, and the application was handled by a firm called
Right.
Resonator that
Yeah.
doesn't send people to the community, doesn't send people to the full board.
All right, well, I'm not, given that the community board, even though I realize that you have the sign off by the residents in the apartment above it, I'm not going to just give 4 a.m. because the community board didn't give 4 a.m. They basically signed off at 1 a.m. So I'm going to respect that. You can come back if you go to them and they sign off at 4 a.m. If you bring the residents to the community board meeting, come back and I'll give you 4 a.m. But I'm not going to go against the community board's recommendation on that.
May I speak?
Yeah.
I understand that the community board said 1 a.m. That was because of, like I said, the neighbors and the tenants. I also have the letters from the state assemblyman and Senator James Sanders, who support my plan for operating hours until 4 a.m.
Their letters are why I'm giving you the license.
Precisely, yes.
But I'm not prepared. What happens a lot of times with community boards is they justify a reason, and that may be one of the reasons they want it at 1 a.m., but there could be others. And I'm not saying that that's the case. I don't know that. So if you go back to them, I'm not even going to ask you to wait. If you go back after this is approved and get them to sign off on 4 a.m., you can have 4 a.m. You just have to come back here. You understand what I'm saying? You know, they're not here. I don't have any way for them to sign off on it today, or I would do it today.
Yeah.
So I'll grant the license, given your experience and the fact that you have indicated to me that you are not going to use promoters. 1 a.m. closing all week. And the only reason it's 1 a.m. is because of the history. Otherwise, it would be 4 a.m. Recorded music, no dancing, no live music. And no promoters.
I'll go for 1 a.m. as well. Just so you know, just for the record, the Assembly member Rosenthal actually wrote in his letter that he requested a stop to serving alcohol at 1 a.m. So
you better get him to sign
I'm gonna go
off
with
too.
that. Yeah, you better talk to him. And it really is not just about the people who live upstairs. I mean, noise travels.
No, that's what I'm saying. The community board could have other reasons that they didn't put in their letter. That's my
Exactly.
concern.
Commissioner Fan, are you good with the other conditions that the
Yes.
chairman mentioned? Okay.
Same conditions.
I would have been okay with 2 a.m. on weekends, but being so that the assemblyman said 1 a.m. as well, I'm gonna stick with 1 a.m. as well.
Yeah, you haven't asked for a DJ. Are you planning on using DJs?
No.
Okay, no DJs as well, that's another condition.
It's on there.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Next item is 1480, Kinfolk Studios LLC.
You need to take a break.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Perillo, we were just talking about you.
Yeah, I heard about that.
That Italian restaurant in Williamsburg.
They thought that Mr. Levy could do a better job for them. I guess they were right, so
You did a pretty good job, and they obviously are doing well.
good for them.
Is this a clothing store?
No?
Okay.
You want to elaborate?
We have a multi-use brand, so there is a clothing store that's in the building next door that we own as well.
Okay. Because you all use the same address.
The address we're talking about today is 90, and the clothing store is at 94.
Oh, okay.
So is all this fixed?
Yes. A lot of that, to be honest, is not really applicable. Many of the summonses, the items that were charged involved the public assembly premises. This is not a public assembly premise. Things like hardware on the doors, panic hardware, and emergency exits and things like that. There's only an occupancy of 60 people in this location. So it's not really required. So as far as having it all fixed, for the most part, yes. In fact, yes, across the board. Most of the violations were noted would have been for a bigger place. So I think there may have been some confusion.
What time is the kitchen closing now?
The kitchen's available all night.
I would ask that the members take into consideration this. I believe this licensee has a good record.
No, I'm looking at it, and I don't think, so there's nothing within 5 years. Do we have anything ever?
I can
Is
check.
this your first time ever here?
Yes.
I don't,
If it says none, it means none.
Oh, really?
yeah.
All right, I'm
Well, I was gonna-
I'm not gonna take 10,000. I'll give you 7,500.
I was hoping even to go lower, but
I did go lower.
I could shut.
You offered 10.
I could shut my mouth at this point. I'm well aware of what I offer.
I mean, that's only because he seems to have been open for 7 years with no issue whatsoever, so.
But we have to also take note of the fact that a lot of those violations just don't apply.
I would note that there's something else likely coming down the road.
Well, and that
There you go,
that's gonna cost him more money
Can't
later.
sit there quietly, right? You
I
just-
can't sit there quietly when it comes to
just
those
sit
things.
there.
What
We
is
want a
it?
new retainer.
I'm
yeah.
sure we could deal with that.
We can't consider
That's
it
not, no reason to bring that up now.
I'll do 5,000.
5? Okay, 5. Well, you must have made a good impression on her.
I haven't heard yet.
It doesn't matter, we're at 5.
I'll go with 5 as well.
All right, yes. Thank you.
Since you're coming back.
Yeah, since we're coming back.
Next item is 1522, Halo Restaurant and Lounge Corp.
So you giving referral fees to Resonator, or?
They hate me.
They do?
Well, they don't like it when they find out that I came here and finished what they wouldn't finish.
Oh, I thought that they sent your clients.
Oh, no. They had, the clients asked around in the area.
Oh,
what,
okay.
And that's how they wound up.
All right.
No, they don't appreciate me. So again, you've received the packet. This is a wine and beer application. You have the letters of support. The community board
So
has
wait,
approved it.
one thing that I had that raised, I don't know where I read it, but did he buy this business on a credit card or on a bank line of credit? Because somewhere in this application it says credit card.
Yes.
It's on a credit card, correct?
Yes.
So you're paying like 18%?
Yeah.
How much? How much money did you put on the credit card?
24,000?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My God.
You've been open and operating now for how many months? Yeah. And he's been.
That's the credit limit.
Right, yeah, and he's been open now, and he's been paying that credit card down as he continues his operations there, but he needs the beer and wine license if he's
That's
going
gonna
to
cost
survive.
like $60,000 if you pay the minimum.
It's that sticker shock, you know, when you buy your house and you look at that price at the end of those 30 years.
When did he
and that
buy, when did he
mortgage is up.
buy this place?
Last year?
In 17?
Yeah.
And what's your relationship with the former owner?
There's no relationship.
Well, what's he doing in your place? I got a police report here from the
No.
106th precinct that he was,
Charlie Singh.
Chan Singh was
yeah.
arrested for assault, felony assault in your business on March 5th of this year.
Not that I'm aware of, no.
That's not good.
You're telling me that there was not an assault at your place in March of this year?
Not at my place, probably in the vicinity of the area, maybe outside, down the block, I don't know.
And that, not only that, he held himself out as the owner.
I'm the owner, no.
He's literally been operating this for the last year without a license.
I know, I get that, but the police report that I have says that Chan Singh, who is the former owner of this place, as well as the former owner of the place I just licensed, or we just licensed, he held himself out to the police as the manager of this location in March of this year, shortly after he hit a guy in the face with a machete.
I have no clue about that, I'm sorry, no.
Did you get a gambling citation in February of last year from the police?
No, I was not there, I was not owner of this place last year. I bought it in November,
Of this year?
last year.
November of 17.
Okay.
So he has not been operating for a year?
No, I've been operating for
8 months, yeah.
8 months. So.
And you had a murder outside your premise?
Well, there was a situation that happened down the block from the area that spilled over onto our block. The police came and asked to use our cameras to see the footage of the incident, and it clearly shows that it was.
This is also from the police report. Subject was in an argument inside this establishment.
There was no
He
argument.
left, you just told me he wasn't even in the establishment. You
No.
told me it happened down the block.
I said
He
it's
left the
outside, yeah.
location and returned to his car, at which point he struck pedestrians on the sidewalk in front of the location, killing people.
This was not in any relation to my restaurant.
But he was
Not at
in
all.
your restaurant,
He was
correct?
not in my restaurant, not at all, no.
And this
This
place is
happened-
on a credit card. I just can't get over that.
I mean, there's too many, I mean, and you can foil this, Mr. Flynn, if you want to, but there's too much stuff going on here just in March of this year. Physical fight in front of location, disorderly conduct summons issued, physical inspection by the NYPD and workman's comp, summons issued for failing to secure workman's comp, establishment closed down by workman's comp and a stop work order.
Okay,
That's in
so-
March of this year.
Yeah. Mr. Chairman, I'm not aware of any of these things, nor did they come up before. Can I ask that we just put this over 2 weeks? I'll foil this immediately so I can get an answer.
No, because I mean, there's too much stuff. This is why I was concerned with the last application, because this gentleman Singh, it's clear to me that there's something funny going on with him. And I was concerned in the last one that he's involved in that, and I'm going to make sure he's not.
Yeah.
But I am convinced he's involved in this, so I'm going to disapprove.
I mean, you got strong letters of support from Senator Sanders, I think, Council, Adrian Adams, council member, community board. But with everything that the police department report says, and plus the other things that the chairman alluded to, how it's financed and everything else, I just can't approve this as well.
Just, I want to clarify one thing for the record. It's perfectly acceptable to finance
Yeah.
through a credit card.
Yes, it is.
It just
but-
doesn't make
Okay,
sense.
doesn't.
not- Desperate people take desperate measures.
I know,
if
but
that's what
that
they wanna
taken
do.
in conjunction with everything else, is just
I
bizarre.
just want to clarify that it's at least
Yes.
acceptable and
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
not a
Yeah.
problem. Yeah, okay.
I vote to deny as well.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Next item is 1500 Brown Note LLC.
Good afternoon, Chairman Bradley, Commissioner Ford, Commissioner Fan.
Hello.
I'm here with Monica Hudgens and Andrew Isley, who are the two principals.
Can you put
of
your name on the record?
Brown Note. Alexander Victor, sorry. We're aware that there's a letter from the police department, but that was in 2016. And so the notice that we sent to the community board was in August of 2017.
But this is another one, and I don't know whether it's accurate or not, but the community board was pretty clear that they wouldn't go meet with them.
Not quite. We've been trying to meet with the community board since October. Their instruction to us is that they will not consider applications unless they have all of their post-approval items, like Department of Building certificates, fire permits, health certificates, things that your board makes as a condition of approval. So beginning in October, when we told them we don't have any of these things, we said, can you put it over for a month, and we'll try to get as many as possible. We did that. We've done that 2 or 3 times. Then since, I think, April, we've been telling them we don't have these post-approval items, and if you're not going to consider us, what do? We would like to come before your board. So we said that to them in April. We said to them again in May, and then in June. I have all the emails that I've sent to their district, their community affairs associate, saying we'd like to get before your full board. They're saying, no, we're not going to consider you because you don't have these things. I eventually said, well, will you give us a letter confirming you're not going to consider us? And they said, no, because it's in our instructions, which I brought, that say only businesses which have received the appropriate documentation from city agencies will be considered for recommendation. DOB certificates of occupancy, the health approvals, fire department certificates and permits, all things that
Is this
don't get-
consistent with that community board? Like, do you find that in other licenses?
No, I don't see it. I haven't really had,
We've been trying
Not
to
saying
get
it
these
hasn't
things, which is
happened.
why we've said to the community board at the outset, we'll try to come back in a few months and we'll try to get these things, but it's become, chicken and the egg. Last month, he asked us to send us our completed questionnaire, so we did that and we haven't heard back. I called him yesterday and I said, can you get us the letter again? He said, no. Again, our instructions say very clearly, we're not going to consider you until you have these things. For what it's worth, again, this is not a 500-foot case.
So what are you missing?
The health approvals, the fire certificates and permits, which don't come after, I guess, a walkthrough and inspection. They do now have a certificate of occupancy.
Which he's right. All our licenses are granted on the condition that those things are all filled before they get the license.
Right.
I mean, we're happy to.
Or they,
We've
I mean,
posted-
I'm going to ask you to go back one more time and just tell them that that this board is asking them to consider it now.
So they have told us that they're not going to consider it until after September. And that's now killing us or killing them.
Well, they're open right now, right? I mean, we do have 22 911 call or 311 calls, so that would indicate to me that they're open.
To 419 Eldredge. Remember those from, because I trust what you're saying, and I'll foil it, but when we did our 311 searches, we plugged in 419 Eldredge.
Well, this is from the police officer, so I didn't check this myself, but it was 22 calls of loud noise and rave parties ranging from 10:30 through 6 a.m., the first being on 3/26/2017 at 5:03 a.m., and the last call of the 22 was February 18th of 2018, also at 6 in the morning.
At 419 Eldredge Street?
Yep.
Yep, that's what they
We
said.
need
When
to-
did you guys open?
So what they do is they create custom sound equipment, and they showcase and they rent this equipment. And so
Just
they're-
answer the question, when did they open?
When did you take the lease? In February of 2016.
Okay, so the 22 calls are...
Prior to you taking
Yeah,
over.
It's February of 2017 to
It's not
February.
prior, it's during.
March of 2017 to February of 2018, yes.
March of 2017 to February of 2018.
Yes.
When did you say you took it over again? I'm sorry, did I misunderstand you?
16.
The lease started in February of 2016.
When did your business open though, then?
Shortly after?
Yeah, I mean, our sound system was installed.
So what they have in the space is they showcase their sound systems, and people have been there and they've been making their custom sound equipment in there since.
So, just
Showcase sound systems?
just because I'm looking at a map at the moment, it looks like, and I understand the business model. It's not about that. It looks like that this is actually pretty far away from what I can see as residences. So if there's a lot of 311 calls, that's surprising to me because it doesn't look like it's anywhere. My point being, if they are in the business of showcasing custom-made sound equipment and they're trying to remedy issues with the community, there may be additional measures that may be important, because if that's how this looks.
So,
I mean, here's the deal. The bottom line is they've been open 2 years without the liquor, so another 2 months is not going to kill them. So get to the community board, contact them, get in there in September.
But again,
and then also get the 311 calls figured out and meet with the police precinct to try to get them on board, because they're also obviously against it. And then come back. Can we put this on, unless you guys disagree with me?
If we can't get to the community board in September because we're not going to have the fire permits and the health permits.
No, I want you to instruct them that this board has asked them to meet with you and that the way they're doing things is not appropriate, and I'm going to have someone call them as well. Because we can't hold applications until people get all of these government approvals. They're going to have to get them before they get the liquor license. That's the bottom line.
No, I agree with you. It's just we've been doing this dance with them for 9 months, and I know that the place has been open, but that's also been killing them in their business.
Yeah, but I don't understand why for 2.5 years you can't get your health approvals and your fire documents.
You're going to do those things for the license.
If you're at the very final, then you're almost there.
And even if we granted it today, if you don't have them right now, even if we granted this today, you're still not going to be able to sell liquor until you have them.
Correct.
So keep getting them. So keep going down that road, and then go back to the community board and the police department, and then give me a early October meeting date.
You won't be open in
I don't
October.
have the rent money to make it through October without being able to operate.
We've been operating through our own savings. and
Well, here's the deal.
I'm out.
Based on what's in this application that I'm reviewing, you're not getting the license. I'm giving you a lifeline. I was going to deny it.
What's
The stuff with the 311 calls is a problem. The fact that the community board, whatever the reason for not meeting with you, has not signed off on this with the 311 calls is a big problem. And this whole methodology, when I see rave in a police department email, and you're telling me you're doing it just to show off your sound equipment, those two things don't jive.
The only email we've seen from the police department was from 2016 that was given to the SLA, because we did a foil of what do you guys have?
This is from May of this year.
Yeah, this is just
And
recent.
it's police officer, and I can't even say his first name, his last name is Gomez. He is the head of the 83rd Precinct Community Affairs. So what's the meeting, Tom?
October 10th?
The
10/10.
Could we at least put it on to September?
Yeah, if you can get in there early. All right, put it on in September, Tom.
9/26?
9/26. But I would make sure that you get them to review this and then clear up those 311 calls.
We don't, how do you clear up a 311
You go and talk to the
call?
precinct commander and find out what the issue was. Because my guess is that they responded based on those 311 calls to the location. There's probably some record of what that is.
We haven't been able to find it, so we'll take a look at what you have, but there's nothing in the database that the city maintains of 311 calls. There have been no summonses that have been issued in a year and a half, 2 years. So if there's a 311 call, it doesn't necessarily mean that there was a problem, and doesn't mean there was a problem with this place.
Well, there's another email from 2016 from
That's the only one that I
Yeah,
have.
and they asked, the police department asked them to write a letter, to not write a letter of support because of 311 calls.
Back in 2000, before 2016.
Right, but now it's continued. The 311 calls are in 2017 through early of 2018. And we didn't even check between February of this year and now.
If those 311 calls and they were there led to anything, then there'd be an ECB or police department summons.
Well, the noise is enough, isn't it?
What's that?
The noise is enough, isn't it?
I don't know, but if a complaint doesn't mean it happened.
No, if there was one or two, I get you. There's 22.
I can't respond to something I don't know about.
That's why
so
I'm
I
giving
can't-
you 2 months to do it.
That's something that's happened in the past and hasn't happened since
September
March.
26th.
But the community board still.
Mr. Victor, we have other people waiting to go.
Is that a,
September 26th, that's,
does everybody else have to vote on it, or is that?
September 26th.
Okay.
next item is 1466, 1467, 8818 Tropical Restaurant Corp.
Good afternoon once again.
Is this stuff all fixed?
Yes, Chairman Bradley.
And what's the problem with the not closing on time?
Supposed to close at 1, right?
This is a funny community board. And Community Board 9, when it does its renewals, it doesn't even ask you closing time. We close at 1. We stop serving at 1. At 12:45. But people sit there, he can't kick them out.
Why?
Because you can't kick them out until they finish their drink.
Of course
or
you
we would
can.
have we would have an issue.
No, what's the issue? Turn the lights on, bright, turn the music off, and it's done.
He does. If there's one person after 1 a.m.
Then if the
sitting
guy that's
on the
not
way
leaving, then
out,
you call the police.
we will handle it that way.
I'm still not understanding all the after permitted hours. I don't understand what's the,
What's happening is if the precinct even sees one person exiting at 1 a.m., even exiting, Chairman Bradley, not even sitting there.
No, this is 4:12. One of these charges is at 4 o'clock.
No, we don't have anybody at 4 a.m.
The police did a business inspection at 4 o'clock because he was open.
He was cleaning.
4 a.m., another 2:14.
This restaurant has no food violation. This is.
At the time at 4 o'clock, a police officer observed the bartender serving alcohol to customers.
They were cleaning that time when they came.
All right.
And I don't even know what the first charge in the second proceeding, what time that was. That was this, oh no, that's the 4 a.m., okay. And the other one was 2 a.m. So you're telling me you can't get people out an hour after you stop serving? Hour and a half, actually.
Well, let's see. 12/31/17, that was New Year's Eve, but it's still, or is it? No.
Yeah, no, that's New Year's Eve.
That doesn't change anything.
Yeah, true.
All right.
I'm, the offer's for 13,000. I'm willing to maybe go down to 12.
Do we have anything pending in this?
We
guy?
do, and it's a late renewal.
Oh, okay.
So it will be.
Yeah, I'm not going to
it'll
go
be
down to 12, though.
13,000.
I'm going to stick with the offer of 13.
All right.
Well, it's a late renewal. He's under SAPA, right?
No,
There's-
it's a certain
there's a-
notification, it's
Yeah,
renewal
the-
notification.
Oh, okay.
All right.
He's under SAPA right now.
Okay. I'll accept.
13,000 accepted then.
Commissioner?
13,000 accepted.
13,000?
And the next one is going to cost you your job, your business. If they go in there at 2 o'clock and people are in there, it's over. Because that's the easy, like Commissioner Ford points out all the time, the easiest thing to do is to shut when you're supposed to.
Next items are 1462 and 1463, Berbice Bar and Restaurant Corp.
62.
I'm here on Berbice as well. Aja's not here today because she is on vacation. I could show the chairman proof we
That's
just
fine.
found out.
She doesn't need to be here, but we have two disorderlies 3 weeks apart after having two others over the last 2 years.
Well, I would ask the members of the authority to also look at Tropical Fantasy up the block. They're trickling down onto her business. She's there all the time. And most of these things are going on outside, and they attribute it to the business. It's not fair. Tropical Fantasy, I think the police, they had a shooting there a couple of weeks ago. We can't be responsible for all the elements that come down to her block. They're literally on the corner. She's like, Aurelia, what can I do? I go, let's change the security guard company. We changed it. We still had a violation. Chandler, there's only so much,
Well, that's been going on for 2 years. She's kind of running out of history. Soon she's not going to have to worry about it. Does she have anything pending?
No, this would be it.
I'm going to change the company one more time.
All right, I'll accept.
Maybe not just change a company, maybe increase, add another guard or something like that, I don't know.
Yeah, and we may change our hours, to straggle our hours so that
Yep.
when they're leaving, when they're not leaving at the same time, exiting, because it's just not. So the members are accepting 4,500?
We did. She still has to vote.
4,500 accepted.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
You too.
Everyone.
1498, Bola Operating LI Corp.
Again, Neil Trivedi for the licensee, I think, Bola.
Where's your client?
My client's not here.
We're just sending this back to licensing anyway, if it gets granted, right? We're not approving this.
Correct.
It's abandoned, but still licensed, is that what I'm understanding here?
It's a new license. It seems like there was some history for the prior licensee.
Yeah, that got cleared up though, right, Jackie?
The last disciplinary on the prior licensee was last board meeting where they were canceled.
So there was no revocation or 2-year
It was
prescription,
not-
so it's not, that was the only thing holding up your review of this?
Well, it's a standard, there's pending charges. It's-
Right, no, I
it's
know.
approved, Right. I
So
think
now
that-
you can review it. So I'm going to grant the reconsideration,
All right,
send
so
it
he
back
wants
to
to reopen.
licensing.
Do you want to see the application based on the history?
That's a good question.
They've had multiple sale of minors and selling of some
Yes.
colorful products.
Yeah, I think probably.
Yeah, we do want to, we want to
Okay.
see that. But I'll grant the reconsideration.
Commissioner Ford?
I'm okay with that.
And Commissioner
Back to
Fand?
licensing, yes.
They just have many locations, that's so, but they're a good company, they have many locations.
No, we'll talk about it.
1536, BKUK 5 Corporation. What's with the backpack?
Ride my bike to the office every day.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I do. 50 miles a day.
And you ride it up here too, or you take
No,
the
not
subway?
up here. No, I take the ferry from there.
I thought you were going camping or something.
1536.
Oh, your office is over in Rockaway. Oh, right, okay.
Yep.
And it's 15 miles to your,
50 miles a day, back and forth. Yeah.
so you live 8 miles from your office?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, well, they're done.
or 7.5. All right, I'll accept.
Accept.
Everyone is-
Losing weight?
Yeah, 20 pounds.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Good for you.
Congrats, Terry. That's good.
It's going to be one of the shortest licenses in history. Accept.
Yeah, it was.
What's happening? What happened here?
I'm here on behalf of Rosa Ruiz's office. She asked me to appear today just on the offer. I
mean, this guy has a whole bunch of licenses, so
Yeah, I
this
don't
is
know.
not a good credit record.
Again, Commissioner, I wish I could answer your question, but I don't know anything about it other than.
You
it
know
was
this
here.
place?
Yeah, he has a restaurant on my block.
What is it?
The place on my block is a Mexican restaurant that
Okay.
Thank you very much. Have a very nice day.
1455, 3758 East Tremont Rest Corp. Reverend Mr. Palillo.
I'll grab him right now.
Okay.
Is he the one who kept putting this over, or was there another lawyer involved in this?
It was Mr. Palillo, but he had a reason for the...
Vapor Lounge.
Vapor. It's previously Mr. Joffrey's case. I came on after the no contest.
We have a 15,000.
Oh, right, okay, yes, I got you.
I'm sporting a nice tan there, sir. Nice tan.
You would know, right?
Just comment.
It takes one to know one.
Just commenting.
Cape Cod.
Nice.
Where are the electeds on this? Did we
Did
we make friends, or?
The electeds sent letters in support.
I didn't get them.
I don't have them.
We had them in our previous, in the previous submission, a month ago.
Yeah,
You acknowledge you had them.
you've had him for a while.
Oh, that was before she was here. So it is, so Klein,
Changed his mind on the,
and who are the other ones? Just for her notification.
microphone.
Michael Benvetto and Jeff Klein.
Okay. And
Councilman Mark Jonah as well.
And Senator Klein was pretty adamantly opposed to this, so the fact that he now supports your new method of operation is helpful. Did we withdraw charge 11 already, Tom?
Yes.
So what is the new method of operation? Your new security or what?
We do, go ahead, you want to go talk to it?
Good day, sir. Yes, first and foremost, the security was definitely stepped up in terms of numbers of guards. The company, we improved on the company that we're using, even just the method of security with a full wand scanning every patient that comes in and out of the venue, no matter what. There's no exceptions ever made on that. Just overall keeping a better rapport with the local police department, making sure that they're up to speed on anything and everything that goes on, keeping, the 311 calls to minimum, things like that.
Okay.
So are we here to consider the 15,000 offer?
No, there is no offer. We're here to, the former attorney pled no contest, so we kind of have carte blanche here.
All right.
I know you hate that word. No, given the fact that I was going to cancel this, but given the fact that the local elected officials that were adamantly against this place have now changed their opinion,
By the way, you don't,
10,000, I'll go.
this is not a counter offer, this is it.
I'll agree, 10,000.
I'm okay with the name change, 10,000.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item, 1506, Inwood Beer Garden and Bistro, Inc.
This is a default. If you let me, I do have my paperwork. The answer was sent to the council's office. It was faxed and I have the report.
What
from
day?
that. What day? I believe 6:20. If you let me grab it.
No, I believe you.
I think it's in Terry's backpack.
With his bike helmet. I'll send it back to council's office.
Thank you.
Assuming that his paperwork is accurate.
It is. I'll hand it to you before I...
No, I don't need it.
There's a lot. You're aware of all that's pending.
Oh, yeah. That's why I can't just...
Commissioners, are you okay with sending it back?
It's okay with me.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, 1539, KHT Enterprises, Inc.
So an offer compromise.
Sorry, what's the number?
1539.
What'd you do to this poor kid?
I have nothing to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just make sure the letter's long. I'll accept.
It'll be a strong letter of warning.
Yes, pages.
I don't really think the kid did anything wrong, so.
Thank you.
It's okay
Have a good
with
week.
me.
Oh, and Frank, by the way, I just came back from Florida too, and you know, I got a nice tan too, but you didn't notice.
It's easier for us, but this man, he gets a tan.
Do not discuss our tans.
Have a good night.
Next time, 14,
Tan 12, no, he's tan 12 months a year.
True, he's always.
1484, you already pulled it out earlier. Sports Zone Cafe, Inc.
Miguel Acosta.
Mr. Acosta, it is your lucky day. I would actually recommend that the default be vacated and this be dismissed.
Thank you very much.
And coming from me, that doesn't happen very often. So I think actually the fact that you had to sit here for this is enough, based on what I see.
So what's the deal here? I had cancel and bond on this.
This is not a disorderly that would be proven.
All right.
It's okay with me.
All right, dismiss the charge.
That was worth hanging out all day, wasn't it? All right.
I don't have anything else signed in.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Ready to go? We need a break or anything, or?
No, let's do it.
Okay.
Let's rock.
1457.
Accept.
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 1458.
Accept.
Accept.
750, accept.
1459.
Accept.
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 1460.
Accept.
Mark over 10-year, and then 2 and 3 months. 6,000 for 1460, accept, yes, sorry.
Accept.
1461.
Accept.
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 1464 and 1483.
I'll accept. I was going to go up, but
Yeah, I'll accept as well.
save the stamp.
Accept.
1465.
Accept.
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 1468.
2,500.
Yeah, without appropriate. Do you have to replenish the bond on this one as well?
We can't claim the bond because that happened when they weren't licensed.
They were
I'm
operating
saying,
under temporaries, so there's no bond required.
Oh, okay.
Technically, they weren't under our jurisdiction when this happened.
Got it, all right. 2,500.
2,500, okay.
1469 and 1470.
Accept.
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 1471, 72, 73.
I'll accept.
8,500, accept.
Accept.
1479.
Accept.
Early settlement, accept.
That's a bad case, I take it.
2,000, accept.
1481.
Accept.
I heard about dancing on a ceiling, but never dancing on a pool table, so yeah. Accept.
1,500, accept.
1485.
Accept.
Accept.
1,500, accept.
1486.
Accept.
Accept.
6,500, accept.
1487.
This is shady.
Yep.
The rep used a check from another client to pay the renewal?
Guess he made a
It
mistake.
wasn't a check, it was
Cashier's check.
a cashier's check?
It was a check. The only reason we found out was because the check bounced. Applications that go to the lockbox, for renewals, we don't see the check. When it came back, it was noted that it was drawn on the account of.
How does that happen?
It's possible. Maybe they went to the bank and draw the money out of the wrong account. They may be authorized on those bank accounts.
Because then we initially posted it against the drawer of the check.
I don't understand how a cashier's check bounced, though.
Oh, give me a second.
Isn't a
I will look
cashier's
it up.
check by definition already taking the money out of their bank account?
No.
The reason I sent them out there because of the bounced check led me to believe these two liquor stores were in cahoots with each other, which we kind of established.
Right.
With the purchase from unauthorized source.
Oh, okay. So what do you want to do?
I guess I'll take I'm guessing this is not something that is going to be very easy to prove, or?
Well, the purchase, there are obviously additional charges that could.
Oh, there's still some coming?
No, I don't know if they're coming. I'm just the purchase from an authorized source by itself is only probably a piece of the puzzle.
Right, but we didn't have evidence of the rest of the puzzle.
This is all I'm aware of.
So that this is not going to be easy to prove what I wanted to prove.
Most likely.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'll take the 10,000.
We'll take the 10 grand, yes.
10,000 accept.
1488.
Counter 5,000.
You know, it's funny, I had the same thing, I had that seem kind of low, their offer, so 5,000.
I was hoping they would show up. They're still running DJs and doing club and bottle
we can make them
services.
come
Yeah, I think we
So bring them in.
should see them.
All right, so just over until the 16th?
Yeah, and for licensee to appear.
They're selling party packages on the website.
Okay. 1490.
What's that date, Tom?
8/16.
Okay.
1490.
Accept.
Cancel and bond, accept.
Accept.
1491.
Accept.
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 1492.
Did they file a renew, Jackie, do you know?
Yes, they've already renewed.
All right, 3,500.
3,500.
For one cigarette?
No, 60,000.
Oh, wait, we're on the wrong one.
no.
Hold on.
1492.
1492.
Yeah, he's just sold one Lucy.
Yeah, but they sent an undercover in. He sold one Lucy, but that's what they were doing
Yeah.
that's the way they sell their cigarettes. That's the general fine for untaxed cigarettes.
How much?
3,500.
3,500.
The next one is cancel.
All set with that? Yep. 1493.
Accept.
1,000, accept.
1,000 accept.
1494.
6,500.
6,500.
6,500.
1496.
Accept.
1,500 accept.
1,500, accept.
1499.
Accept.
Cancel and bond accept.
Cancel and bond, accept.
1502 was withdrawn before the meeting. 1505.
Withdrawal charge 2.
Withdraw charge 2. Accept.
1,500, accept. What happened to 1,500, Tom
We
Brown?
did that.
Did we? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, no, that's to 920, okay, I'm sorry. 926, all right, never mind, sorry. We're on 1505 right now?
1505, yep.
So the charge number 1 was dismissed, but not by us.
The 1505, we're requesting charge 2 be withdrawn. It's a CNC. Right?
It was technically the wrong charge, but they shouldn't have had the security guard to begin with.
Gotcha. So 1,500?
Yep.
1,500.
All right. 1507.
Accept.
Accept, 4,500.
Accept.
1508.
Cancel and bond accept.
Cancel and bond, accept.
Accept.
1509.
Accept.
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 1510.
Accept.
Accept.
This is the 17-year-old son as the bartender?
Yep.
Oh, it ended up not being the son, but it ended up being an underage minor.
Accept.
The guy acknowledged that he had an underage bartender, but it wasn't his son, he said.
But I don't know that kid.
1511.
5,000 because of their bad history.
5,000.
5,000.
1513.
Accept.
1,000, accept.
1,000 accept.
1514.
Accept, and if they do file a change in method of operation
Going
again.
to the full board?
Yes.
Got it.
A lot of money for not having up signs, 3,500.
3,500 accept.
1515.
Sustain charge 1, 2,500. Not a good start.
Just out of the gate, huh? 2,500.
2,500 sustain number 1.
1516.
2,000.
2,000.
2,000.
1517.
Accept.
3,000 accept.
They have a loaded gun on premise.
This is the one that had it underneath the
3,000.
counter.
Welcome to Brooklyn.
I was going to say it's Brooklyn.
I did a trial with a store owner got caught with that. He did a year, unlicensed.
3,000.
1518.
Accept.
5,000 accept.
5,000 accept.
1519.
Accept.
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 1524.
Accept.
3,000 accept.
3,000 accept.
1526.
Accept with a name stop and location stop.
Ditto.
Okay with me.
152728.
Withdraw charge 4 in the second proceeding and accept.
They have a Sunday brunch that goes to 8 p.m. It's quite a long brunch. Accept, but
Accept.
1529.
Accept.
Accept 6,000.
6,000 accept.
1530.
Accept.
10,000 accept.
Wait, this is Kenzo and Bond. Wait.
No,
No, you're on.
1530 is $10,000.
No, one. Yeah, 10,000 accept.
1531 and 32.
Accept.
Cancel and bond accept.
It'll be,
Cancel
it'll
and
just be
bond, accept.
cancellation.
Oh, cancel, no bond?
Right.
Cancel no bond. Accept.
1533.
Same thing. Accept.
Same thing?
Oh,
Cancel for the record?
1533.
Cancel for the record?
Oh, I'm sorry. Cancel for the record, right?
Cancel for the record.
1537.
Now, we're not going to get this money. Should we just cancel this? Oh, we can't, because it's a CNC.
You can accept it if it's not paid. The
All
alternate's
right, I'll
cancel.
accept.
You can accept it anyway. They won't pay, we'll do cancel and bond.
Right.
All right, cancel. 7,000 accept.
Accept.
1541.
I think that I would counter
Yeah.
with something.
5,000, 63,000 untaxed cigarettes.
Yeah.
That was an oops, huh?
Wow.
How many are in a pack? Do you have any idea?
20.
20?
My wife smokes.
So 20 in a pack.
About
And
63,000.
there's usually 20, no, there's 10 packs in a carton.
That's like 6,300.
60 carton. 60.
So we all good with 5K? Count off?
Yeah.
Because I don't have to do any more math here. 1542.
I'm just trying to I got to figure that out later. Accept.
Accept.
2,000 accept.
1543.
Dismiss all charges.
This place doesn't open until midnight, is that what I read?
Probably true.
Lounge, it opens for operation at midnight.
Well, you didn't know about dancing on pool tables either, so.
I guess I've led a sheltered life. All right. Dismiss?
Dismiss.
1546.
I wanted them to come in here because I do have some questions.
You want me to bring them in?
I think you should, because I don't want to have them reapply, and so we'll give them 3 weeks.
Everybody else good with that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Last
16.
item I have is 1546A.
I have an addendum to that.
Yeah, do you want to, why don't you just explain
Well,
this?
This is a delegation of power for licensing board, and what I've done is, there's been some staff leaving and others promoted, So the names have been shifted as the responsibilities of what they can approve. One thing I'm not requesting that's not listed here that I'm requesting to add is that this is where licensing board will not act. This is where an application would have to come to the members. The other pages list situations where that applications have to come to the members. And I'm requesting that any premise that was previously summarily suspended within the past 5 years come to the full board. In reference, your summary suspension this morning in 2013, what that location had been previously licensed, was summarily suspended, and ultimately canceled. But based on the fact it was canceled and there was no tie to the old to new, then you wouldn't see it.
Right. Okay.
Okay?
So I'll approve the change in the delegation and also add in Jackie's last
Suggestion
stipulation,
that's
right?
summary-
About the summary
prior
suspension.
summary suspensions
Yeah.
come to
Yes.
full board.
Same, thank you,
agree with that?
Jackie.
All right. I don't have any other items on the calendar, Chairman?
Nope.
All right, with that, the meeting is concluded.